Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Michelle.
You have an annoying voice, John. Has anyone ever told you that? Yeah, that's a good way to start a podcast. Welcome to episode 766 of the Video Game Outsiders podcast. Calm down. I am one of your hosts, Michelle.
And I'm John Jacobson.
Hey, and I'm Matt.
I'm
all
Michelle
right,
Madison.
here we are.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, so
you're
this is the
doing
big
this
show
again?
tonight. What?
What is this? What are we on a Puerto Rican cruise? I don't know. Just
Welcome to VGO.
I feel like I'm about to dock somewhere. It's not good. It's not good. There's people selling cheap wares on the beach.
I'm telling
they're
you,
wearing
all
tie-dye.
these corporate podcasts, they have bumpers.
But John, we're not corporate. We should warn people if they've never heard us before.
That's
we're like
true.
the opposite of corporate. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, we kind of just do what we want. We're independent. We've been doing this since 2005?
Holy moly.
Yeah.
17 years?
Yeah.
18, dude.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh, wow.
Well,
So,
I guess not. Well, yeah. Almost 18.
Yeah, we're almost legal. You can almost
where are we?
touch us. Well,
We
we're
can buy
live right
lottery
now
tickets.
on videogameoutsiders.com. We do it every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern, although maybe not next week. We'll see. But if you miss it, you can go get our app. It's on iOS or Android because we do premium shows during the week. Some are free and some cost money. They cost $1.99, but you also get that 18-year back catalog. So, John, how do they listen? What do they do?
That's right. Go to videogameoutsiders.com. That is our website. And there is a red premium button. You're going to click it, lick it, slam it,
Lick it.
touch it, feel it.
Don't.
What?
Yeah.
Stroke it, push it, punch it.
Caress
Okay.
it?
Is
Caress
our
it.
OnlyFans?
So yeah, there's a red button. Go ahead and punch that, and you're going to go premium. It's $1.99 a month. That unlocks our entire back catalog of 17 years plus, and all of the extra bonus content that we do every single week. There's stuff happening. This is not the only thing happening every week, okay?
There's a world, okay? There's a
there is
play
whole
date
world.
review coming up on our app.
Yes,
A
there
play
is.
date review. The
Oh,
little
is there?
cranky. Yeah, next community
Yeah.
show we have O'Malley
he's
coming
gonna
on.
shit all over
No,
it.
he
I can
bought it.
guarantee you.
Okay, no, he's a believer. He bought it. He's a real deal. Holyfield. You are a
His
poser,
name
Matt.
is Old Cranky.
No. It's O'Malley. He bought it.
Oh, O'Malley. I thought Old
He's
Cranky
coming
was
on.
doing
No, Cranky wouldn't buy that piece of
O'Malley,
shit.
okay. I believe in that. I
What's,
believe
what's,
in O'Malley.
what's O'Malley's first name?
I don't know,
isn't it
but let's just call
O'Malley?
him Kevin. Kevin O'Malley. He's a Simpsons
Cranky.
character. So yeah, go sub,
yes.
support us, and all that bull.
Yeah, there's bonus content every week. Like there's Micro VGO, PC Outsiders, John's show. There's Netflix Outsiders, Amazon. There's all kinds of shit that we do every single week besides these regularly scheduled free shows. And also, we have an app. Search for Video Game Outsiders on iOS or Android. It's totally free. And you can use it to unlock the bonus content or just listen to these regularly scheduled free shows. Okay. And also, anytime during the week, you guys can send us voicemails at 520-FEEL-VGO. Can be a question, comment, whatever. Pick up your phone and dial 520-FEEL.
Okay, turn that fucking shit off. That's
yay.
so bad.
Oh,
Sounds like an
boo.
erectile dysfunction commercial.
That's right. Do you have ED?
Yeah.
If you're above the age of 40, ED is very common.
Find out if...
Side effects may include death.
Yeah. All right.
Priapism.
Probably worse than ED for
FEEL-VGO.
dudes,
Tiger,
though.
go ahead.
Elongated erection.
Next.
Man, listening to the show.
Matt
Fuck
Bradford.
John's poser ass. He already owes me money from back in the day when he talked about getting the PSP and how great it was. I agree with Matt 100%. He's fucking
What?
jerking the Steam Deck dick all day long, talking about how great it is. It'll be just like everything else he gets. It'll be a month later. He's not going to be talking about it. He's not going to be using it. It'd be like the fucking smoker grill thing he's got. Where
What?
It was like, at
I
first
use
he's
that,
like,
like,
oh, I
every
got a new
week.
rub. I got this and that. I'm
do
doing this
use
and
that
that
every
with
week.
it.
This guy's got
And
your
then it was
number.
like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Same
Is this your
thing's going to
wife?
happen with the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, guy, I use my smoker, I don't know, 2-3 times a month at least.
2-3 times a month.
Well, yeah. I don't
that's
smoke
pretty
every
regular.
week. I don't smoke every weekend, but most weekends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I use
I think you're skipping over the meat of that.
I use my rub Pit Beast, available on Amazon.com or pitbeast.com all the time when I use my smoker. And the Steam
Did
Deck.
he not send you one?
No.
I could send you mine. Because I don't know.
And then,
thanks.
And then
you just send me Sean's product. That
He sent me one, and I haven't really used it much, so I'm going to send it to you.
And then first of all, you're wrong about the Steam Deck because I'm using it non-fucking stop.
I'm playing all the games that I'm testing out on the Steam Deck. What are you playing?
I don't know. I
Vampire
gotta defend
Survivor?
John here. I think he is actually using it. He's outside playing it. I just think that he should have got a laptop, but we won't get into that discussion anymore. No, I'm just kidding. It's definitely good for handheld. So, send us voicemail. Insult us. We like it.
PS Vita, by the way, was one of the greatest handhelds. And if it was released today,
I like the PSP.
it would be all over that shit.
Honestly, I have more fond memories of the PSP and those games than the Vita. Is that
Sony
weird?
cracked it out of the park with the PSP and PS Vita. They just didn't have the games or the Nintendo
The Vita,
stink to them.
I don't think the Vita had the games.
Well, they didn't have the games. That's exactly it. But if you played a game on that thing with its OLED screen, that thing was an amazing
I don't
piece of
know.
hardware.
The only handheld I've ever been into was my DS Lite. That was a magical time for me.
The DS was awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, all the Nintendo handhelds were a big part of, and have been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
Like every single one of them, right?
Yeah. But because they had Zelda games and Mario games, Sony didn't
they
have
had really good games.
PS Vita killer.
It's funny though. Like I was at I think I mentioned this on Micro. I went to some like retro video game store, and they had used PSPs and Vitas. I forgot how fucking small those screens were on those fucking things. Like I was shocked.
But they were light, compact.
But my memory is that it was a big screen, and I saw it. I'm like, what? It was that small?
Well, you know what killed it too? Those UMD discs that you had to get, like those proprietary.
Yeah.
Remember you had to buy like a movie for $50 just to play it on your PS Vita and some.
So did I found one of those in my yard. I mentioned this right on the show.
UMD?
One of those Sony like proprietary like memory cards.
Oh yeah, I would
okay.
love this because he's into the found like film footage.
And I thought it was like some Mr. Robots. I thought it was like a Mr. Robot setup. You know, right?
Yeah.
I put it in my computer to infect everything.
That is so dumb. Don't put stuff you find in the grass in your computer.
I didn't. I said
Okay.
I was afraid to do anything with it. I'm like, it was so bizarre. I'm like, why is there a Sony proprietary like memory card in my yard?
Did you ever explore on it?
No, I didn't. No, I don't even know where it is. This was like a year or two ago.
Send
I've got a send it to me. I'll dig up my old PSP and I'll see what it is. I kind of want to know
what this is. Be a
what
nude on
is.
there or something.
But I think it was the memory card that went in the Vita, right? That was right. Wasn't that what it was? I don't remember.
You'd have to show it to me. I don't know.
I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it is. It was like a year ago or something.
Yeah, there's like a missing persons on it.
This could have been a treasure hunt or something.
You could have
or
solved
like the start
crime.
of some AR game. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Too bad.
All right.
Missed opportunity.
Okay, so listen, we got a lot of ground to cover here.
Okay.
Do we?
I think so. I mean, I played games I liked.
John played
this
some
week,
big
but-
games. I don't know.
Big-ish.
We'll
A game that I'm
see.
in love with. So.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
All right, so why don't we move on? Michelle, what's going on over there? What did you do?
I had like a bit of a dabbling gaming week, and I started off with something called Blastronaut, and it's out in full next week. So it kind of got my attention because I like space games, and it looked a little like Terraria. But basically, you're shooting stuff, you're collecting stuff, you're repairing and building stuff, but as you shoot the environment, the little blocks, they explode and they can kill you. So you're like dying a lot and coming back. And it's just kind of a fun thing. Like if it didn't have that aspect, it probably would have been boring. It probably would have just felt like every other game. But the fact that you actually have to be careful and use your sort of rocket, jump, and float to avoid the explosions is kind of what makes this unique. But it was funny because like it's kind of this fun little game where you're off collecting, but they had like this depressing piano music just kind of playing, and it didn't match the game at all. I don't know if you've ever played a game like that where like it just doesn't fit with what's happening. So you're just like, okay, is this guy suicidal? Is that why he's out there on the moon alone, like shooting things that explode? Yeah, I think it might have been a depression simulator, just like in 880 or something.
They're like playing like George Gershwin music, and you're
yeah, it was
space.
bad. Like I stopped for a moment. I wanted to cry. I was like, what's happening with this? But no, you have a jetpack, you have
It's
a
like
gun.
a Woody Allen movie in space.
Yeah, it was. Only you don't touch your children.
The moon is so big.
I don't think I've seen a Woody Allen movie, but I can imagine what it is. I don't think I've seen. New
really?
York. I love New York. No, what's a
It
good one
gets
for me to see?
neurotic for 2 hours.
Yeah,
I mean, I
well,
don't
I'm
know if
already
you would
neurotic.
really
I don't need him.
some of the
I don't
best
know
ones
if
are
I would.
like a Manhattan. Hannah and her sisters.
Harry Met Sally and all that jazz.
Oh, he did Harry. He didn't do Harry Sally.
No, he did.
Yeah,
nothing
Harry
to do with
Sally
that.
is. I've seen
That was
that.
Reiner. That was
that's.
That's
I think it's the guy
Rob
who did
Reiner.
Princess Bride.
It's
Isn't it?
Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
No,
yeah.
Manhattan. But those are all like sappy, romantic, sarcastic. You might like it. I don't know. I mean, they're works
I like
of art.
romantic movies. I just don't know if
I've
I like
seen
Woody
a lot
Allen.
of Woody Allen
We'll see.
stuff.
So
Some of them
yeah.
are good with what's his face. I don't remember, like Bullets Over Broadway or something. I haven't seen one in a while. But go on, continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
So Blastronaut, I think when it comes
Yeah.
out in full, I may pick it up if there's kind of more to it. I maybe will watch some gameplay because right now it seems kind of basic. But I do like games like this. Like I said, I have a sick addiction to collecting stuff and upgrading things, and this is just one of those little games like Forager or something that I'd probably get into for a bit. So also, I played Dungeons of Sundaria, and they sent us a key for this, and I wanted to check it out because it's a co-op dungeon crawler, a bit like Vermintide or something, but it looks like a janky Skyrim mod, okay? But that's fine with me because I like dungeons. I've mentioned this before. I don't know what happened to me as a child. Maybe it was just playing Gauntlet with my dad and sister, but I've always kind of liked feeling like I was exploring a small area and there's enemies and there's also treasure. Like it's kind of like those things you need to make a dungeon. Like what makes a dungeon a dungeon? There's enemies, there's chests, there's loot, and that's exactly what's going on in here. And it's an RPG. So you create your character, the race, the class, and it's set up sort of like where there's this main city hub with a town, an inn for quests, a blacksmith to upgrade your gear or dye your armor. And then you go off into these dungeons. Like the whole game, the meat of this game, it's just dungeons. So it's basically like that Vermintide setup. So you go off into these dungeons and do these quests and you kill bosses there. So I took down the first one. It was like this guy with a bunch of dogs. It kind of felt like a ripoff of Scarlet Monastery in Warcraft. John, I'm sure you remember the Houndmaster. And he would drop a whistle and you got the dogs and all that in one of the early dungeons. And that's what this sort of reminded me of. But it was sort of fun. It's really janky, but I do like that you pick a class, you pick spells, you build out full RPG dungeons. Like I don't need anything else. And I didn't play co-op, but I didn't do it. But yeah, there is co-op. I could see it being fun.
It's not split screen though, right? Like,
well, you can play local split, I believe. But no, if somebody's with you, they're just with you in a dungeon. And I think if you had a group of friends, like that's what made Vermintide fun. You know, you go in there with your friends and sometimes like, friendly damage is on, friendly fire's on. That's what makes it even better sometimes in these games because you're just like, if you're a mage and you're just like, I had like an ignite coming out of me, you'd like burn your friends and shit. So you can have a lot of fun sometimes in these co-op dungeon crawlers. But these are the games I really like. This one, like I said, if you look at it, just know it is a little janky. It kind of feels like it was made by one Swedish guy, but it's still fun. Like it doesn't have to always be like this perfect experience to be a perfect game.
World?
Well, no, it's more like you're only going to the dungeons. You're in the hub city, then you're in the dungeons. Yeah. So the meat of this game, it's like just dungeons, pretty much like a Vermintide type thing. And I am looking forward to the new Warhammer game, which I forget what it's called, Darktide maybe, and that's coming I think soonish. But I do like these games like that. What? Of course, I prefer the open worldy go.
There's
in the
like
dungeon,
a gazillion fucking Warhammer games.
I always see Warhammer games coming out every month.
It's the new Vermintide one, Darktide. Well, Warhammer is a crazy world. It's sort of what started everything. And I don't know much about the lore, but I've played a few games and I do like it. Like everything's kind of cool about it. It's a bit more badass. It's like a badass Warcraft because Warcraft is really kind of fluffy and cheesy at the end of the day.
I bought one of them. It was a first-person shooter subterranean world game. I actually liked it.
Yeah,
but they're not all just one type of thing, though. You know, like
there's all sorts of Warhammer games. Yeah, and it's just such a huge world. If you ever look at like the books, like they're insane, and they cover so many different things. Like,
well, you could go to the mall,
machine priests, and all these cool
miniatures.
Yeah, I know. I could. I'd probably like that. Let's not talk about that. So also I want to thank Stars of Gars, who actually was a recent guest on our community show. And you can be a guest too if you want to head to our Discord and reach out to one of the hosts, and we'd love to hear from you. But anyway, he sent me a key for Legion TD2, and TD stands for Tower Defense. So this is actually kind of fun and perfect timing because I had just been talking about wanting to play a MOBA. And while it's not a MOBA, there is some similarity. Obviously, you're protecting your lane and the strategy is similar. It also has a bit of an auto battler element. It's 1 to 8 players, single or multiplayer. I just did the tutorial and I started the campaign because it's a game that's deceptively deep and you've got to kind of learn what you're doing. And I like that. I don't mind a game where I kind of go in clueless and I learn something, because I kind of feel like, look, we've all been gaming since we were kids. I've kind of tried almost everything. And when there is a game that makes me sort of stop and have to like watch a YouTube video or just play 100 times till I actually get it, it doesn't bother me, because I kind of feel like it's a new experience. And that's what I felt with this. Even though I've played tower defense games before, this one was an interesting sort of mix of a few things going on. But you're doing the basic stuff, building fighters to protect your lane. And in between the waves, you're training workers and hiring mercenaries. You're getting income. And I believe, because I was playing the campaign, I think in multiplayer, you're competing against another player in another lane. So I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, but I had fun with what I played. But my favorite thing about these games, it's always the little voice acting like clips that they have, like off to work or yes, me lord. You've probably heard them in tons of games. Like these
Job's
little,
done.
yeah, they're kind of comforting for some reason. Like need more gold, so you're clicking and it's kind of fun. And you go and you can pick like a race of different things like undead, and they all have different themes, and the characters you make have different themes. And you're really just protecting your lane and building characters. It's a tower defense game, and it's kind of basic, but it's deep. Like I said, there's more to it. It's not just make things and survive. So I have to kind of figure out more what's going on, but it seems to be well liked. It's called Legion TD2, and if you're kind of into MOBAs but you're overwhelmed, or you're kind of into auto battlers but they're too boring for you, this might be like a nice balance to get in there and play a tower defense game with a little bit of all of it. So that's really all I did this week. I haven't been playing that much. It's been nice weather. It's been pool time for me, and I am just drinking a Sunkist Zero.
Right.
Job's done.
Yeah, there you go.
Michelle's job's done.
It is. All right, John.
Done.
I know you played some games I'm curious about.
Yeah, so, all right. And 2 of these 3 games, I played on my Steam Deck, motherfucker.
Okay.
No, you're still in the honeymoon stage. We get it. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see in a couple of weeks.
What are you talking about? I mean, honestly, it's absolutely insane to me for you to say that I'm not going to be playing Steam Deck forever. Like, honestly, it's like saying, "Oh, you're not going to play the Switch anymore."
You're going to use it outside.
What?
That is your go-to, using outside, 100%.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Is the Switch done? Is it in a garbage can collecting dust now?
No, because one of the games I'm talking about, I played on the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
so
any exclusive,
basically all my
Switch,
gaming is outside right now this time of year. Besides, like,
Stop
late
being
night
a little
Call of
bitch
Duty.
and get an outdoor TV.
Yeah, just get a laptop.
You know what though? I have to tell you something though, because like I was playing on the Steam Deck one of the games, and I was coming in to eat dinner, right? And I left my Steam Deck outside on the patio table.
That's risky. You have bears by you.
I know. So I'm in the living room and I'm eating a sandwich, and we're watching Seinfeld. It was the Subway episode.
Oh, okay.
And I look outside. I'm like, is it fucking raining? And it's fucking pouring.
Oh my God.
Pouring. I'm like, holy fuck, my Steam Deck's on the patio table. So I run outside. It's fucking in a puddle of water. It's drenched. I run inside. I grab a kitchen towel. I wipe it down. And I don't know. The thing's like, it's asleep, right? It's not off. It's just in that low power standby mode. And I'm like, I got to turn this fucking thing off. So I turn it on to turn it off, and it resumes my game with the music playing, and it's all fucking.
Oh my God!
Right,
in the like speakers, death metal.
Yes, yeah. The speakers all like fucking.
Right, we get it.
And I'm like, holy fuck! I'm like, I ruined the Steam Deck. What am I gonna do? It's broken. I fucking ruined this thing. So I powered it off. I put it on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
The next morning,
should have done what every fucktard does: take a photo and put it on Reddit. Left my Steam Deck out in the rain, guys.
Or put it in rice and then put it in the microwave.
Yeah, fuck that. That rice shit doesn't work. It never worked for me.
I don't know. I dropped my phone in the pool once and ruined it, so I can't pick on you too hard.
I dropped my phone in the Caribbean Sea and it fucking never came back. But anyway, So long story short, next morning it was fine. So
there you go.
But I had a brief scare there with the Steam Deck. And this same thing happened to me with the Switch. I forgot I left it outside, and it rained overnight.
So why don't you make a little cover? Let's invent this.
It's under the umbrella. So
take better care of your electronics, maybe.
I don't know. I get ADD.
Wow, that's a bold
I'm moving
statement.
around. I have a patio umbrella,
you left it out on the deck,
which covers it. most of it, but it does, kind of drip. So anyway, all right. So I played some stuff. All right, let's talk about MultiVersus.
Yeah, what is this shit?
So this is a game, I think it just came out free to play. It came out like a week or two as like a Founders Edition you could pay for with a bunch of unlocks and stuff. So, all right, so this is a Warner Brothers Smash Brothers game. Free to play. It's drawing characters from the Warner Brothers world, DC Comics, HBO, Cartoon Network. It's got like Scooby-Doo people in there. It's got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Just almost sounds like a racist comment. Bunch of fucking Scooby-Doo people here. What would be against?
It's got
fucking guys.
John, that's not.
This place is filled with Scooby-Doo people.
Fucking Scooby-Doo's taking all my jobs.
Goddamn Scooby-Doos. Fuck out of here.
But,
Moved it next door.
Some of the people
my
are
daughter's not dating the Scooby-Doo.
Are like
no,
cartoon.
Please. Anybody but a Scooby-Doo. All right, sorry. Go ahead. Shows
Some
you
of
where
the
my
people
mind
are
goes.
like Cartoon Network that I know my daughters watch. I don't know
Yeah.
who they are. Like that guy with the backpack. I don't know.
It's very descriptive.
Dora
Was
the
it?
Explorer.
No, the guy with the backpack and
I didn't know she was identifying as male.
and the
now.
white hat, and then there's that.
Who cares? So it's Warner Brothers characters Smash
Steven
Brothers.
Universe. Steven.
Oh,
saves
Steven
the
Universe. No, Adventure Time.
Yeah, Adventure Time. Thank you. And
I
then the
love Adventure Time.
Steven Universe
Don't
guy,
disparage
whatever.
Adventure Time. Jake and they're not DC.
No, they're Cartoon Network. It's Warner Brothers, DC, Cartoon
Bugs
Network,
Bunny, right?
HBO. Bugs
There's
Bunny's
actually a lot
in
of
it.
cool characters in this game.
Yeah,
Bugs
I like
Bunny's
Bugs
in it.
Bunny.
So anyway, okay. So listen, this is an online free to play Smash Brothers. Okay, I played a few online matches. I was Superman every time, and I got beat by Bugs Bunny the first match. Actually, I ended up winning, but he
I'm
beat
sorry,
me the
Bugs
first
Bunny
round.
is cooler than Superman. I always thought Superman was a little bitch.
Well, Bugs Bunny was like
So
pulling
whiny.
out rockets
Yeah,
and shit.
Bugs Bunny
and
is
like,
way cooler.
Like, yeah.
Doesn't have to live by the rules of physics.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
logic.
Seriously.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't have Bugs Bunny unlocked, and I still don't. I had like
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Michelle, you'd probably like because she can heal.
'Cause it's a girl.
No. It's she can heal
She's
and she
got
has
that
a lasso.
lasso of truth too. Yeah,
Well, she takes the lasso
dumb.
and she can pull your friends out of harm back to you.
yeah, that's
know,
cool.
and
I
that-
like that. That's like life grip as a priest in WoW.
Yes, I know.
probably
It
like
remind
that.
me, and then you could put shield buffs on your
Oh,
teammates.
kind of want to play that.
Yeah, so you would love the Wonder Woman character, but
Okay.
so there is there's 1v1 online. There is team versus team online, and the teams are like there's different synergies. There's like different types of characters. Like a healer type one or a tank. And they have like synergies and stuff. And they can work together.
Now that's different
which-
than Smash Brothers. There aren't really
It is.
roles like that, right? As far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Superman's a tank and like Wonder Woman's a healer, She has healing abilities.
Cool.
So like there's these synergies. So I actually did the 1v1. I didn't want to play with anyone else on my team. And then there's also like
Sounds
a
shocking.
four player like free for all, and then there is a co-op versus AI mode. And then there's public matches, there's ranked play. You're getting coins, you're leveling up every round. There's a battle pass, that's optional, And I have to say, it's really well done. And I kind of was having fun with it. I'm not going to lie. Like, once I started figuring out all the Superman moves and combos and stuff, like, I was spamming like the same. Like, once I figured out something that was working, I would just keep spamming it, But, like, I actually was kind of having fun. I played on the Steam Deck, ran perfect on it. I have a Wi-Fi extender now, so the Wi-Fi is good on my deck, and I was playing online. It was flawless. It was a great experience.
So is this free to play or is it
free to play.
microtransaction?
It's free to play. It's like Fortnite. It has battle pass and all that shit.
Well, I mean, there's
what
nothing
characters
wrong
do you
with
get off
buying
the
the
bat?
game if you like it, though. I mean, Smash Brothers
Yeah.
costs money, so like if you get the Founders Pack or whatever, or if you can buy characters.
but I think honestly I'm guessing that people are gonna like this game. It's really pretty done. It's well done. It really is.
Yeah.
And the characters are interesting, and they all have these unique, crazy moves. Like you said, Bugs Bunny, Michelle. Like
Yeah.
like when I was playing Bugs Bunny, he was doing the fucking most ridiculous shit like during the
Is he
whole
like
match.
walking on his ears and like kicking people in the face? That's what I want to
he's
see.
like he
I
opens
just-
like his fictional jacket and pulls a rocket out and like
Is Elmer
blasts
Fudd
off
there?
and-
That bald
I
idiot
haven't- I
with a fucking
haven't seen Elmer
shotgun,
Fudd.
dopey
Bald
little bitch. Yeah,
He's a Scooby Doo.
yeah.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely a
it's-
Scooby-Doo.
This game has a massive Fortnite vibe, like right down to the fonts and stuff. Like it's
Well, that's
really
just a
well.
cartoony font, and I think Fortnite stole that from cartoons.
No,
So it's Smash, though, right? It's
no,
Smash.
not,
It's like
not the cartoon font. It's the one that's all caps. It's like almost like Impact.
yeah,
but it
I
is
know
Smash
the
format.
font. Yeah,
The interface font.
right.
So anyway, yeah, I think you should try. I think Matt, you probably would. You and your kid would probably want to try this.
How many players are at once on the screen?
Well, like I said,
40?
there's. Well, I didn't try like local stuff, but I'm sure it's just like Smash Brothers because you could do
Yeah,
team
up to
versus
4.
team. You could do team versus AI, like so you and your kid can go against the AI and shit.
Cool.
Yeah, this is actually not bad. I kind of was having fun with it. It's definitely better than any of those other stupid dodgeball, roller blade, dome battle
Yeah.
games.
you
that-
could tell.
Which
I mean,
they're
people have
canceling,
been
by the way.
trying- Oh, they're canceling
What's
it
that?
again.
That rollerball game we
Yeah,
all loved. I
that's
think they're
shocking.
canceling it
Oh,
after
we all
season
loved.
3.
You mean you loved and I
yeah,
shit on?
like
Yeah.
we raved about.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Good. It's cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. It really isn't. They totally ripped off Smash Brothers in every fucking way, though. like
mean,
they did.
It's
What?
a genre. I mean,
Yeah.
was Smash Brothers the first game to do that?
Yeah, I mean, you have like these platforms, and you're trying to knock people basically off them so they can't ever come back.
Yeah.
And then that's like an instant KO, and that's like a big part of Smash Brothers. So
That
it
sounds
does that
fun.
in a major way. All right, so all right, let's talk about Live Alive. So I know I talked about it a week or two because I played the demo that was on the Switch, and I actually really enjoyed it and ended up purchasing it. And just really quick, just a brief overview of this game. You basically have like these 7. Okay, so quickly, this is a Square RPG from the 90s that was originally on the Super Famicom in Japan only, and it was never localized in the U.S. And it has, Chrono Trigger pedigree, like the people that worked on this worked on Chrono Trigger. So it's from that era of Square RPGs, which I really love, and I loved Chrono Trigger. And it has that feel, like big time, but it has that modern 2D HD effect that they did on Octopath Traveler. So this is a remake. It's not like an emulated game or anything. And the game's fully voice acted. There are like 7 different main characters in the beginning. Each one is from a different time period. And essentially, it's 7 different games that all play completely different in the beginning. And then after you complete those 7, there's an 8th and then a 9th. So I don't know how they're all going to come together. But so far, I've completed the Japanese ninja one, which is a stealth level, which is basically just a big, giant dungeon, very Metroidvania, lots of back and forth, up and down, left and right, trying to figure out how to get through this big Japanese village, trying to rescue this guy. And I actually really had a lot of fucking fun on that mission. That was in the demo. I continued it in the full game, and I finished it. I'll say this: I was leveling up my character. I was getting new moves. I was really getting accustomed to the ninja and the combat and the items and everything. And then I just finished it. And then it was over, right?
Oh.
And then it's like, okay, well, I guess that's it. I never play that character again. I was leveling him up. I was getting into the moves and the.
It'd be cool if
the
you could play every level with each character. So it's like replayability.
They probably come
Right.
back, though, in the later...
I don't think so.
I think that's the point. I think they're all going to combine or something like that.
I hope
in those
so.
Final chapters.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think so though, Matt. Honestly, so like, I did that, and I'm like, oh, it's over. And then I'm like, well, I was really getting into that. You know?
You don't want to get attached to somebody because they're going to be gone and a new one comes in.
Yeah.
It was just a Japanese man in the 1400s.
Yeah, it took
now
like
I'm
probably, I don't know,
cowboy.
somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 hours to complete that mission, and then it was over. And then the next one I did was the Western one, right? And there was a totally different game. Totally different game. In the Western one, you are this Clint Eastwood-esque character, like the man with no name, the good, the bad, ugly Clint Eastwood guy that doesn't really speak. And
We
you
know
come
Clint
into
Eastwood. Thank you.
No, well, the spaghetti Western.
Clint Eastwood. You know that guy in those movies?
the
He's
spaghetti
the old guy
Western.
that yells at people on his lawn, right? That movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, not the guy from Gran Torino, the guy from the spaghetti Western, okay? Let's be clear.
Right.
His son's kind of cute.
Yeah, his son's badass in that. Did you see the Guy Ritchie movie? He's pretty good in that.
I don't know. He's cute.
The latest Guy Ritchie movie is he's in that. He's a bad guy.
All right.
Anyway, okay, so then I played the second one, which was the Western, and you're a Clint Eastwood-esque guy, and you come into town, and you go to the saloon, and again, the movie's fully voice acted, right? And you come into the town, and then the townspeople are it's almost like a Blazing Saddles episode. Like, the townspeople are all under distress because these bandits keep coming into the town fucking with them, right? And so and they know that they come every day, or they're coming 2 days from now at 9 a.m. for whatever reason. And so you're going to help the townspeople set booby traps for them and then defeat the outlaws and save the town. Like, that's the whole story, right? And so you go through the whole town, you're searching for like shovels and flasks and oil. You're making Molotov cocktails for them. You're telling the people in the bar, you're giving a woman a frying pan and saying, here you go out there and wait for them. And you give this guy a Molotov cocktail. And so you set up the whole town with all these traps, and then the outlaws come in, and then you have this big boss battle.
Are you going through the entire level? What are you doing right now?
No, but yeah, so like I'm just trying to say it's completely different than the other game, which was like a Metroidvania thing. And again, it's fully voice acted. Like when I went into the town, it was kind of funny. So I'm in the bar.
No, hang on. Voice acted. That's a big feature for a game. It's fully voice acted. There's music in this game. There's music.
Well, for a game from the SNES era that was never voice acted, yes.
Okay.
So you're in this saloon, okay? Let me set this up, okay? I have a clip that I'm going to play. It's funny.
Set the stage. Set the stage, Sean. I want to hear this.
I knew there was something coming because he was going for a long game here.
Tell me about the robot one.
There was a reason I kept saying fully voice acted.
Okay, all right. I knew it. I picked up on something strange.
Okay, so I'm going to set this clip up. Okay, this is when I first come into town. Okay.
Okay.
I go to the saloon.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm coming in as an outsider, right? And I'm sitting at the bar. I take a stool. And I sit at the bar. And I'm having small talk with the bartender.
Okay.
Now I had this encounter with this guy outside town, right? And I killed his horse, basically. Right?
What? What a fucking asshole!
Well, I shot his horse, and the horse ran away.
Why would you do that?
And the guy was stranded. And the guy was stranded.
The story changed.
In like
this
monument.
Shot him and he ran away.
Well, I think. Actually, the guy. Okay, here's what happened. I shot the horse. The horse runs off, and I leave the guy for dead. I go into the town, and I'm sitting at the bar, talking to the bartender, and this guy who I left in the desert walks in, and he's pissed off at me because I shot his horse. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. Sounds like you're the asshole here.
Yes. So he comes into the bar, and he's also mad because I'm sitting in his favorite stool. Okay.
All right.
Again,
did he mention that, or
yes,
you just
guessed?
You were setting up the voice acting.
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
What kind of shoes was he wearing? Can we talk about that?
Now, let me tell you, he's taunting me, and he decides he's in a very smart aleck way going to buy me a drink. Okay. And he slides it down the bar.
Okay.
And it was a glass of milk. Okay.
What the fuck is happening?
And then I send the milk, and then I send the milk back. Okay.
Milk.
All right. And then this is what he said. This is the exchange.
Intolerant.
This is the exchange afterward. Okay. This is in the game.
This is a Japanese person's interpretation of an American Western, right? Is that what we're going to hear?
So this is what the guy said after I refused his offer. You ready?
Okay.
Let me guess. It's not that you hate milk, but that you can't stomach it, unless it's fresh from your mother's tits.
Hey,
Wait.
Wow.
Your mother's, maybe.
Let me guess.
That's my
Your
character.
mother's, maybe.
And he comes
So
back.
this is an adult game?
He
Like
comes-
a
he
Nintendo
comes
wouldn't let
back.
that shit.
Your mother's, maybe.
Or your mother's, maybe.
That's a
Unless
weak
it's
comeback.
fresh from your
That's like the
mother's
predictable
tits.
comeback. He should have said something else.
Your mother's, maybe.
That's, by the way, that's my character's voice. He sounds like
I know,
Samuel
we
L.
get it.
Maybe it's really good.
By the way, this game is fully voice acted, by the way, guys.
Your mother's maybe. Your mother's maybe.
Your mother's
What's that
maybe.
squeaky noise
Your
going on
mother's
there? What is he
maybe.
doing right now?
That's putting the cork back in the milk, maybe?
I don't know.
Mother's maybe.
Why do you want to suck his
I want
mom's
mother's milk.
boobs? She's probably like 70
Mother's milk.
and dead and has no teeth. Which one's some fresh perky ones? What is this? I think it's a bad comeback.
Or your mother's, maybe.
So no, this sheds a whole new light on the game. So is this like
Yeah.
an R-rated game? Like this isn't a game that Nintendo wants kids getting a hold of. Talking about tits and mothers. And
it was weird because like in the
mothers' tits.
Western
Nothing wrong with a little
one,
mother tit.
they were saying like horse shit.
No, I agree. But
Like-
kids,
Like
That's
literally,
right. You're into
one
that
of-
shit. Forgot.
So one of the items,
milky
yeah.
milk.
yeah, you like
What?
milk.
Sorry.
You like lactating boobs.
No, don't put those words
All
in my
right,
mouth.
okay.
Put
All right, John,
those
we
mother's
get it. It's
tits
fully
in my mouth.
voice acted, and
It's fully-
It's got some
and one-
funny
Yeah.
lines.
and one of the items that I found.
Can we call
was
this episode "Your Mother's Tits"? By the way,
Just mother's milk. We'll get the boys fans
no.
watching it.
Like
Yeah.
literally, one of the items I found was literally horse shit, and I gave it to
Wow.
a townsperson to set a trap with the
like
horse
to
shit.
eat horse shit.
crafty.
Your mother's horse shit. What about the robot segment? I want to
Well,
hear about that.
Well, I played that one in the demo and did not revisit it in this.
Yeah,
So
that one
I-
sounded interesting. We'll see.
And then, so there's a prehistoric one where there's hardly any dialogue. You only grunt and make sounds, and there's a lot of crafting.
Okay, a lot of caveman stuff.
Yes, there's one character that takes place in current time, one that's in the near future, one that's in the future, which is the space one, and then the China kung fu guy, the Japanese ninja guy, and then the Western. So
All right.
I don't know. I like this game. Again, my only ding is once you get into a scenario or like I was even getting into the Western one, it's fucking over. All right, well, I guess I go to the next thing.
Well, at
And
the
all
end,
mechanics,
it's like the Hateful Eight. They're all going to come together and like
I
kill
hope so.
a Nazi or something. It'll be fine.
Yeah, there's gonna be a portal that brings them all like
Yeah.
a Doctor
I guess
Strange
so.
style thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's going to be
all right,
good.
and then the other game I played, and this is also on the Steam Deck. Like this is a game that they were pushing it so hard on the Steam Deck, and that's Neon White. And
I've heard a lot of good stuff about
me
this game.
too. It's like it wore me down, honestly, because it's like overwhelmingly positive reviews. Everyone
Yeah.
loves it. I keep seeing it everywhere, and I'm like, all right, just fuck it, I'm buying it. And I went and got a CD key for it. It was like $15 on
You
one
used
of
to
the
make
keys-
fun of me
keys.
for doing that and talking about it on the show. You'd
No,
say
I
it was
don't.
a gray,
It's a gray market.
site, a gray market, and
Yeah.
it was CD, and yeah, you were too good for that, and you like to own your games, and
I do own this game. It's
I
Steam
know. I'm
key.
just saying you've changed your mind. When I was
come around.
early on, maybe 10 years ago, talking about these key sites.
I would
People
I
change,
agree with
Michelle.
I agree with
People
that.
do.
Yeah.
I don't think people
I've been
change.
doing this for a
think
long
they're
time.
all
And the
the
thing
same
is,
underneath.
every time I think to look for a CD key, I'm never disappointed.
It's true.
You know, sometimes it's just impulsively I just buy it on Steam, and sometimes I'm like, wait a second, why don't I go look on a fucking key site and see what's going on?
I agree.
So yeah, I got it for $15, and all right. So I really didn't know a lot about this going in. I knew that it was a first-person platformer. That's about all I knew, and I could tell there was a parkour speed thing going on. Like it was just really fast action, kind of like maybe Mirror's Edge or something. What I didn't realize is that this is kind of like a sports game almost.
Huh?
Like it's as much of a sports game as Tony Hawk is. Like honestly, like early Tony Hawk. It's basically time trials. It's level based. You're trying to get the fastest time on the leaderboard that you can on all these levels in a first person like platformer. And it has a cool weird world that it's in. You're basically I almost feel like they kind of ripped off Reservoir Dogs a little bit, but did it in a very
Almost reminds
clever
me of
way.
Persona.
Yeah. But all the characters are colored names like Neon White, Neon Pink, you know, like
Oh, I thought you were
Reservoir
gonna go a
Dogs.
different direction. Okay.
No, they're all
Yeah.
color
Like
names like in
Leroy
Reservoir,
and
like Mr.
Tyrone.
Pink.
Is that where you
No,
thought he
like-
was going? Come on now.
Yeah, no,
So-
that's where I thought it was going. Yeah.
So basically, everyone in your little team, your little like death mates, you're all dead, right? And you're in heaven.
Oh,
You're kind of in limbo, and
Took a turn.
you're given this demon mask that will explode if you take it off, and you basically are forced to do these tasks, which is cleansing heaven of demons. Okay, like that's the setup, right? And so you have these kind of classmates that are all in the same situation.
Why are there always classmates in these types of games?
So
whatever you want to say,
with
death
skirts.
mates or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, like death mates, whatever you want to call them. Roommates. I don't know. You're all in the same situation, right?
It's like a persona type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you basically have like 10 days to cleanse this world of the demons. You're going through these 10 days. There's a countdown timer, and there's all these relationships between the characters. You have to friend them and get further, but it's like it's all so unnecessary and has really nothing to do.
But
Maybe
people
there's some
who
perks.
play these games,
Yes,
generally seem to like the relationship stuff.
I don't.
I think it's
I'm
the
like,
closest
click,
they
click,
have
click.
to a real relationship. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna fuck Mindy.
It is a Eastern
not really.
thing, though. It is
Yeah.
definitely
Well,
like
because
a
they're
make
all,
friends
like-
with your schoolmates and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So
because people in
and-
Japan are all like celibate now. I'm just kidding,
I don't know.
Japanese people. I'm just kidding.
but like you go like I didn't
Goes
spend
our
a
Twitter.
I didn't spend a lot of
Just
time with.
kidding.
I didn't spend a lot of time with this, but you go in there. There's like a gauge for each person, like how far you've gotten with them.
This is for lonely dudes. That's
don't
what's
like
happening
But
there.
that's not the game, though. The game's not even
but
that
it's in
the
there.
game. What?
It's in there
What?
for lonely dudes. Let's just be clear. They can catch
guess,
you know.
So you do that in between the levels, right? But at the end of the day, this is a very fast-paced, first-person action platformer shooter game. You have these cards that represent your weapons. You get you can have two of them at one time, and you can dispose of the cards. So you will have one card that is a handgun, right? That has limited use, and you use that to shoot the demons. But if it still has ammo in it, you can burn the card, and it turns into an elevate where you can go super high, right? And so you're making these decisions really fast as you're going through the level as fast as you can. It's like shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh shit, I can't make that ledge. Burn up the gun, make it elevate. I go really high. Now I'm on the platform above. Run, run, shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh my god, I can't make that ledge. Oh, I see an elevate card over there. Make sure, go get it. Elevate, burn up the gun. You're up on the next ledge. Get to the end, kill all the demons, check the leaderboard. That's the game, right?
Huh.
Do you like it?
Takes. Oh my god, it's so fast, it's so fluid, it's so intuitive. It feels. I only played it on the Steam Deck, and it's running at 60 frames like nonstop, and it is so buttery, just like esports Tony Hawk smooth. It really is, and you have to play the levels over and over again. Like that is part of the game, because you get a ranking, gold, silver, whatever, platinum, and eventually you will be gated. You cannot continue the game until you have enough gold stars on the level. And the more you play the level, you get these I forgot what the currency is called, but as you play the level and as you do good in it and beat your times, you're getting this currency that unlocks basically cheats and ghosts that shows you shortcuts. So like the first time you play the level, you have no fucking clue really where to go. It might be very obvious where to go, but that's not actually the best way, right? And then
speedrunning is a mechanic. Like speedrunning is the point of this game.
100%. Yeah. It's showing you a leaderboard after every level, all your friends, the global leaderboard, how everyone's done. And the first time you do it, you're going to have a really shitty time. The second time, a little bit better. And then you unlock like a ghost that shows you a path. And then you unlock basically, oh my God, no, go this way. And there's little like gold stars floating that show you where to go. And you're like, oh, I didn't know I can get up there, and do that. And it shows you like everything. So that's what it is. That's the whole game loop. And so eventually you get to a point, you can't continue on. You go back to the levels. You get the little cheats in the levels, the guides. It shows you how to do it really fast. And then you get the star and then keep doing that over and over again. So, I mean, for $15, absolutely. It's fun. I think it's going to start getting a lot repetitive, honestly, but it's really fluid and fast. And it does kind of encourage replay.
That's good, though.
I don't think it's for me, but it sounds interesting. I like that it's kind of eclectic. It's different.
Yeah.
I would like to come like PlayStation or something like that. Like right now it's only on the Switch and PC.
It's on the Switch?
No, I'm sorry, on the Steam Deck. Like, where is it right now? Where could I play this?
It's on
I'd
Steam.
have to play it on Steam.
Oh, it's
I
only
kinda want it
PC?
on the console.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm looking right now. Oh, no. It's on
It's
Switch.
everywhere. So it's on Switch.
It's on the Switch and Steam and Windows.
Yeah.
Okay, but not a console right now.
Well, I mean,
Well, it's on-
Switch
it's
is
on
kind of a
Switch.
console.
Okay.
Do you ever play your Switch, Matt, in the living room or anything? Like,
Not really. That thing's collecting dust right now.
well, there is a demo you could try. I think
That's not a
Of
bad
this
idea.
game?
it says rock paper shotgun. How long is the neon white demo? Maybe there used to be and it's gone, but I don't know.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, next Steam Fest. Okay, I guess it's over. Yeah, Matt, you might like it. I'm sure it'll go everywhere. I mean, things are going to Switch PC first. A lot of these things.
Yeah, the style is really cool. By the way, it's so like white and gold and blue and beachy and like
Colorful.
yeah, I like the way it looks. And I just the whole like relation, the whole like there's like a hub world, a city where you're supposed to talk to all the fucking people. Like that's the
Also, how
worst
come
part of
you
the game.
Okay, I have a question because I know I
What?
was just shitting on the romance in games and I'm teasing, but how come you got into the romancing in games in Cyberpunk, but you don't in games like this?
Because this is a bunch of like 2D ping files that are talking to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, do they just like slide into frames like, tee-hee,
Yes.
I can't wait to see you after class.
Right.
Yay!
It's a couple of static JPEGs talking to me.
Right.
Like,
It's
Right,
not like a
yeah.
realistic looking woman. This is like for
Yeah,
anime
With
people.
real boobs.
yeah.
Yeah.
John wants a
Real
real
boobs.
hole, not a fucking.
That's right.
Not a
It's warm.
2D.
Oh, these are
waifu.
dog people. Oh, this is a
No, they're-
furry
they're-
game.
no, they're
There's
not.
a girl
No.
with ears. There's a dog wolf woman.
No.
Yeah, I see her on the cover.
Okay.
That's the mask. If the mask is
That's-
a dog, she's a dog woman. I don't care.
No,
This
that's
is for
the
fucking
mask.
furry
John's-
fuckers. This
No,
is furry
no, it's not.
fuckers.
No,
Yeah.
in the cutscenes, the mask is off of her.
It's still on her though. So
It's not in the cutscene. In the
doesn't
cutscene,
matter.
there's parts of it where the mask
she's
is
still
off.
a dog girl. Okay.
She's not. She's no.
Does she
she's,
leave the mask on though? If
She's
it's
wearing.
romance or no?
Yeah.
That's neon red.
Yeah.
she's
Neon
kinda
red
sass-
is for
yeah.
furries. Come on now.
No, she's not. No. I like.
Oh
neon.
wow, you're in denial. You like
What?
neon red? You're a furry. She's got a dog
Save it
head
for
on
the
her.
NSFW.
No,
Yeah.
neon red.
Seriously, neon red is a furry. I'm gonna Google. I guarantee there's
No,
all this furry art they've made.
She's
Oh,
no, she's
go to
not
the
a
fan
furry.
art for neon
Yes,
red.
she is.
She's kind of bitchy and she's probably
I know
the most
you like
interesting
bitchy
character.
women, but like,
Yes.
no.
Neon red.
Neon
She's
red
the
is
most
definitely a
interesting
furry.
of them.
She's a furry.
she's-
Yeah,
she's
she
not a
is.
furry.
She's
That's
wearing
like
a fucking dog head.
Because the fucking heaven
She's a
people
furry
put a
fucker.
mask on her.
Oh
and said,
yeah,
if
she
you
didn't
take
want
this
the
off,
mask.
you're gonna die.
She's a dog woman. She's half dog,
No,
half woman.
it's-
She's a furry
they're-
fucker.
Do you
You're a furry
understand?
fucker.
They're in jail.
This is a furry
and the-
fucker game.
No, the mask is an explosive. Don't you get it?
Okay. No, I don't. Just admit it. You're a furry. It's fine. I
not
just want you to
furry.
own it.
I don't-
We
You
got
said-
furries in the
I
community.
get it.
They're great people.
That's all.
It's fine.
Yeah, I don't have a
That's
problem
awesome.
with them. I don't like the denial. Just own up to it.
She's not. It's a fucking.
She's
a
a
ma-
furry. She has fur. I bet she has a tail too.
She doesn't have a fur. She has hair. There's no fur.
The woman is a dog. Look at her.
She's not a dog. She's a demon. It's a demon
no.
mask.
Oh, okay. She doesn't look like a demon. She looks like a wolf or a fox. She's a furry fucker. What's the word? Furry bait? Yeah, she's furry bait.
That's a
What's the,
a
it's just
skull.
furry bait. It's that like Miami Hotline Miami
Yeah.
thing, right? Where they all wear like animal masks.
Okay,
and
well,
shoot each other.
I'm telling you, the setup of this is that they're not furries. They're wearing
furry.
masks. They didn't
and
ask
she's
for the
there
mask.
to draw in furries.
The heaven
100%.
people gave the
The
mask
heaven
to them.
people.
and-
You're way too deep into this fucking game.
well, I
She's
did
not a
read
furry.
a
The
bunch of
heaven
it.
people put the demon mask on her. She didn't want it
She's
on.
a really nice lady. She's just trying to get through
it's
some
not about
tough
her
times.
looks. Yeah, she's trying
No,
to pay
the
her way
he-
through college.
The
We get
heaven
it.
people said, "Listen,
Oh,
we're
Boomtap
putting
says
these
there's
masks."
rabbits too. So you're a rabbit
Tiger
fucker as
posted
well.
some fan art.
Yeah, there are. Oh, by the way,
Yep.
there is talking cats too.
There's of course, it's a furry game.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is. They might not be animals, but this is furry bait. I mean,
Yes, it is furry bait, of course.
it's
Anytime
furry
there's
adjacent.
it's furry
it's
adjacent. Let's go
furry.
with furry
Come
adjacent.
on, just own up to it. That's
It's
all.
furry adjacent.
If you're wearing a mini skirt and have ears, it's furry bait. Like,
But it's
pointed
a
ears.
mask.
Let's ask Tiger.
Oh, come on.
Tiger, is this a
It's-
furry game?
it is-
Are you playing with one
100%.
hand?
In the beginning of
Yeah.
the game, the heaven people say, "Listen, you're dead, and you're not
Do you
going to
remember
heaven."
when during one of our porn episodes, Matt, he played a game
Yeah.
where you fucked horses and cows and ponies?
I
Pony.
cannot
It was
stop
a-
remembering
yes.
that screenshot
Yeah, so I
of the
think
woods.
what we're seeing here is a little bit of a furry thing coming out. It's a furry game.
I don't. Do cows
Okay,
have
there's
fur?
like a dominance
I
thing.
guess they do.
Of course they have
I
fur.
dig it. I get it. Like alpha in the woods and stuff.
Okay.
I don't.
Well,
I don't
see,
know. I don't know
this
how the
game, that's
hierarchy
why there's
goes.
romancing. I just figured it out, though.
Yeah.
It makes sense
Why?
now. Because the furry people, they love romance in games. They're very romantic souls, these furry people.
Tiger is coming to John's defense. To be fair,
Yeah.
the character wears a mask, but she does not have any
Yeah, but
fur or
Tiger
a tail.
likes to fuck Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there's no fur on them, and he's a furry. So you explain that to me, Tiger. Are you a Shelly?
Reptile-y.
Yeah.
A Shelly or
he
like
likes the shells. I've said this before. I think he's into the
tadpole-y.
turtles because of the parts coming in and out the shell. It's like sexual to him. Right?
Okay.
Parts
Like,
coming
think
in and out
about
of
it.
the shell.
Well, why would you want to fuck a turtle? It's because it has holes and it's like the little turtle head goes.
Sensitive, and they're slow.
All right. Is that what it
There's
is?
some tantric stuff going on. Yeah, I think so.
He's into half shells. I don't know.
There's a
I'm
power
just
dynamic too.
I guess I call anything a furry if you want to fuck animals. That's all.
All right. So anyway,
How do we get here?
I don't know. So yeah,
We got here because John said that one of the characters was interesting, and I looked at it, and it was a wolf. That's all.
not a wolf. It's a skull thing. It's an explosive mask. If she takes it off, she will die. But she's already dead, so I don't really get that. But
Okay. Well, sounds like a
they're
fun
like,
game.
listen, they're in limbo. They have to do work for the heaven people and get the demons out of heaven. That's what's going on here. Okay.
By wearing sexy masks, we get
Yeah,
it.
of course. She has to wear that pink mini skirt and that wolf head to help the
they-
demon people.
And
Heaven
if
people.
low cut
and if
little
she
blazer
doesn't,
and-
if they
Yeah.
don't comply,
They
I
have
think
sex.
they go to
Right,
hell.
of course.
And that's it. So this is their opportunity to get
They go
into
to Bone
heaven.
Town.
And you yank her tail, and it's over.
She doesn't have a tail.
She goes.
I bet
You
she
will?
does.
There's no
I
tail.
bet she does. She has a tail.
Yeah.
She
All right,
has
anyway,
a
that's it
tail
for me.
butt plug.
We all did. Old
I'm
cranky.
drinking.
Old cranky says.
I'm drinking a.
What?
Furriade.
What is
I'm
it?
drinking
Yeah,
an
like he doesn't
Arnold
want to say the name of
Palmer.
it.
Furiosa.
Wolf beer.
I'm drinking a mixture of iced tea that I brewed and Minute Maid zero sugar.
Rabbit fucker ale.
Yeah, that's right.
drinking. I don't
I'm
want to say
drinking.
it.
Yes,
Okay, I don't want to say it.
as long
All right.
as the
Mother's
hole is
milk.
warm.
Drinking
Ale.
my mother's milk.
Ew.
That's
That went
it's a
too far.
throwback to his past.
That went
too
too
far.
Too far for me.
All right, Matt. I'm excited to hear. So I saw that you were doing like a real life Fall Guy thing or something.
Oh yeah.
I was doing the 5K foam run.
What the fuck is that?
Are you
I
one
did
of
it.
those
I did
people?
it years ago. If you remember, it's
How far is
it's
5K?
5,000 meters.
5K.
So
How many
I was
miles
trying to
is
get
that?
It's 3 miles. It's not that far.
No, it's not that far. So what you do is, so I went with my wife and my kid. It's all these obstacles, a lot to do with foam. So you have like foam gigantic pools that you just like
Foam fingers.
no, like foam, like the soapy foam. Like the soapy foam, you run through it. Then you do like a mud
Like
crawl
a bubble
through
bath.
Oh my god.
yeah, but you go through like a mud crawl, so you get all muddy. Then you go through like a foam bath. So it's a bunch, and then you have
Like
to
a big
climb over these
cum
army
bucket,
barrack
you gotta
things.
dunk your
nope,
head in.
no cum buckets.
Something I would never
None of that.
do. I think I'd
like
rather
rope
wade
courses.
through. Never mind. Okay, so
It's
you
like
are
a tough
getting
mudder, but like
dirty,
a level down. I was
sweaty.
getting dirty.
You're running.
But
Pretty
I mean,
sweaty.
but 3
Super tiring,
miles
though.
walking in like water up to your ankles, that would be fucking annoying.
yeah.
Up to your
No,
knee?
so it's a lot of running,
Yeah.
but you get to different obstacles. It took place over like
What
a
is the
golf
point of
course.
this? You feel good about yourself after because it was tough,
It's
or
a
you
lot
want a
of
photo?
fun.
Is it?
You get so dirty. It's a lot of fun. All these different obstacles to do. Plus, at the end, there's this huge water slide that you have to actually climb up. It's like a 50-foot water slide, like an inflatable
I
thing.
gotta tell you, this doesn't
So it's
sound
just-
fun.
It's a lot of fun because you just get so. You get so dirty at the end of it. You're so like
Okay.
worn out, and it
Why do you
feels
keep
like
saying
you did
dirty?
something.
No, I
Dirty.
think it's like
I'm so dirty. I felt so
it
dirty.
was fun because I was naughty. I
dirty.
touched mud.
I was so
Yeah.
dirty.
I was
So
dirty.
dirty.
We're all
I was a
sick
dirty
now, though,
boy.
so I think this was like a super spreader
Oh.
event.
Ew,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's not good.
It's like
It
a,
had to have
a
been.
petri
If you're
dish.
wading
You were like-
through, a bunch
Yeah.
of dirty mud
Yeah.
that people have washed.
'Cause,
What
like-
if you got monkeypox from
Like,
that shit?
Because
People-
consider this, like, it
Yeah.
took place in a golf course, and it used all the golf courses like natural lakes, but
Ew.
so you'd have to like go into the lake and swim through it and like crawl through the mud on the way out. So
Oh my
there was
God.
a lot of
You
stuff.
got an
you were
infection
like-
in your penis
took
right now, too,
A
I hope you know.
chlorine bath after
Yeah.
this.
Probably. Oh, I took a long
Yeah.
bath after
This
that.
is
event.
flesh
Did you-
eating.
You all right? All right, so
But look, I got some good
sounds
photos
fun.
out of this, right? Like that was
I know
some
that's
hero
why people
shots
do
I
this
got out of
shit.
that
I'm telling you, they do it for
Yeah.
photos. So they can put them on the internet and feel cool.
Look at that. I
Yeah.
feel cool. Plus, I wore the
I know.
VGO hat. I was repping you guys the entire time.
I saw. I mean, it definitely does not look fun though, Matt.
All I can think of is Fall Guys. I'm like, Matt's doing real life Fall Guys.
It is. There's a lot of Fall Guys stuff. Like we're
Yeah.
falling down a lot. I got injured, by the way, a lot of times. Like
Sounds
I smashed
fun.
my shin. I got a lot of cuts.
All right, we get it.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
know
so
when I
what else-
describe it, it sounds like
dirty
torture.
cuts.
Dirty cuts. So let me talk about a game that I am obsessed about right now. It's a game that I initially passed up. It's on Game Pass. It's called Citizen Sleeper.
Oh yeah.
It is on Game Pass.
No.
Okay, yeah. This was the game
So you
we
recommended
saw.
this to me.
Yeah, we saw it on Micro, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to email Matt right now because this is
Yeah.
a Matt game.
And
And you
it's
were-
another one of these overwhelmingly
No.
positive
People
games
love it.
on Steam.
This deserves it. So let me set the stage for this. Initially, so I read it's a narrative RPG. In my head, I'm thinking, it's just I'm going to be reading a book and occasionally make a decision. There's some of that to this, but when Michelle or whoever emailed me, it's probably Michelle. John doesn't.
Yeah,
email me,
John doesn't give a
said
fuck.
it was like.
Let's be real.
Said it's like Disco Elysium meets something else. I was in because I love Disco Elysium. It's one of my favorite games, and it does have that heart to it. So the whole concept is you're a robot with a human brain. You wake up on this derelict space station. Not derelict. I mean, it's full of people, but it's run down. It's got its own factions and stuff like that. And your whole objective is just make a life for yourself. And every day you have a certain amount of dice and a certain amount of energy. And
Did you say
what
dice?
Yeah. So what you have to do is there's different actions you can take. You can say, I'm going to go work in the shipyard. And in the shipyard, it'll be like, oh, do you want to work on the risky section? Do you want to work on the easier section? Take one of your dice. So you have 5 dice, each with different numbers. The higher the number, the better the odds of success. You'd be like, okay, I'm going to use my 6 dice for this and make a lot of money. I'm going to use my medium dice to get some food. And after you spend all your dice, you go to sleep and do it all again. But as you're doing this, you're unlocking these super rich, super deep stories. So you work in the shipyard for a few days, and all of a sudden they're hiring you to do some kind of under the table stuff, and you just fall into this really cool sci-fi plot, or you're helping a hacker find out what's really going on in the station. So you start
So
off just trying to
can I
make.
ask
Now
a
that
question?
sounds more fun to
Please.
me than doing that run thing, helping a hacker. I think I could get down with that. I've always kind of wanted to be in like a surveillance van and like sitting outside just stalking a house like with somebody. So
Yeah, you
tell
could
me
do
more
that
about
too.
that, Matt.
No, but I have a question though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sure.
when
What's up?
Michelle and I were talking about this on Micro, and I'm looking
Yep.
at the screenshots,
Yeah.
I couldn't get my head around it. I'm like, are you walking around this world? Is
No,
it
it's all-
it's a menu game?
This is what will turn people off. It's all
Yeah.
pretty much in your head. You have the interface of the space station, and you have the little like.
It's just a
icon
menu.
saying-
It's all menus.
all menus. You get if you're talking to a notable person, if you're talking to one of the main characters, you get a little anime static image to let you know that you're talking to them.
Right.
But it's all Disco Elysium. Like you're having huge conversations.
I thought
with
in
them,
Disco
and
Elysium that you actually moved around the world.
You do.
That's exactly.
yeah.
And I would have loved like Citizen Sleeper. I'm into it. I love it because there's always something. There's always a new thread to pull on every single cycle. But I would have loved it was Disco Elysium level where you're actually walking around the space station and doing all this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is a small team, so I'm not going to begrudge them for that, but maybe, I mean, they're releasing 3 free episodes in the next year, so it sounds like this game's getting good reviews. I'm hoping that it means they may do a sequel where they actually have more graphics to it, because yeah, John, this is all role playing in your head. You're rolling dice to see the outcomes of situations. You're just imagining yourselves in a bar or just like helping someone fix their shit. It's all in your head. But I still love it. It's still really cool. There's just so many surprises, and the writing is amazing.
Be cool if you woke up in the next game like Citizen Sleeper 2 and you found out you were just like in a chair with a VR headset on, and that's why you weren't moving around. It was all in your head. And then in the next game, you can walk around because it's you in the world. Yeah, do a little Animus thing. I mean, I've heard so much stuff about this game ever since we mentioned it, John. It's funny. Like a couple of people are like, that game is so good. And so I'm glad you played, Matt. But I don't know if I could get into it with the movement.
I think you could. But
okay.
I think like, if you give it a few days, you start seeing like, and it's all randomized too. Like the dice you get are randomized, so you might have plans to further a certain plot line. But if your dice are shit, you can't really do much, and you'll take a hit. I've tried to break the game a few times. I think some of the choices are kind of window dressing. I don't think you can actually screw things up too much. Like there's a part where a guy had a gun to my head. I'm like, okay, I'll try fighting him. But then the story's like, oh, you think about fighting him, but then someone stops you.
Yeah, that's
and you
stupid.
just go about your
You should
day.
have just died right there. Lost everything.
Yeah, I would kind of want more of that. Like if I make the wrong choice, like, oh, sorry, you're dead. Start again, permadeath or something like that.
Right.
But there's just, I played it before the show for like 2 hours because it has that, oh yeah, I'll just do one more day. I'll just do, now this guy's asking for my help over in this part of the space
Why
station.
do they call you a sleeper?
So it's kind of Blade Runner-ish. You sold your body to a corporation and they turned you into a robot and they own the rights to your body.
I'd like to do that.
Sleepers are, yeah, I mean, you get good paid, but you escape because you didn't want to work for them anymore. But you're still like a human mind inside of a body of a robot. So they're called sleepers. People don't think you're actually human. There's that whole issue of are you conscious and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's actually like going on right now, right? You've heard about like that Google thing, and the people are saying, is it sentient? And does it matter if it's sentient if you can't tell that it is? And that's probably going to be like the next big thing we go through as a human society.
Yeah, but that Google,
it was bullshit. I know. I'm just saying this is going to happen.
But
they made it-
these
so,
questions.
like,
we're not going to. The people who
Yeah.
make it aren't even going to know if it's sentient or not. And does it matter? And how does consciousness come? If you copy a brain, where is the consciousness in that
But
brain?
the thing
and
is
will the
that
robot have
Google thing,
consciousness?
like Google is indexing conversations that people are
Of course.
having and seeing how people are reacting to certain questions and situations.
Right.
And that's how that
of course.
AI bot is
But
reacting.
isn't that just what the brain does?
mean,
it is,
yes.
it
Isn't that like
learns
Skynet? Wasn't
how
that the
to react
Terminator
and-
plot that like the whole internet
Yeah.
just wakes up because everything's connected? I mean, that would be Google, right? Everything's interconnected.
Yeah.
There's so much information and data.
But the engineer supposedly got in trouble and he got fired because
he was
called
like
it
crazy
out.
or something. I don't know. I hope this happens in my lifetime. That's all.
I want to see it happen. I mean,
Yeah.
we're going down some weird holes or paths.
I
anyways.
want
Let's
some
add,
weird
like,
holes.
AI
That sounds bad.
overlords to it.
I want some weird holes. I'm fucking bored with life, okay? I want some weird shit to happen. I want an alien to show up. I want the robot to wake up and shoot somebody. Something needs to fucking happen. 'Cause
AI
it's kinda
versus aliens, like in the next 10 years.
That would be a
well,
good
don't-
one.
Awesome.
Or AI aliens.
Don't look at those Boston Dynamic robots, whatever.
Oh, those
They're
Russian,
nothing.
yeah, those dogs with
that's
guns
just
on
programmed
their
to
back.
move. That doesn't. No, we need something else.
I don't know, man.
That's not that scary.
Those things will fucking rip your
No, it's
head
more
off.
about the mind, not the body. It's what can the mind do.
Let's talk about.
I want some weird
Let's talk.
holes,
Let's put a pin. Let's wrap up Stray in a nice little bow. I don't know
Oh,
if
I
you
Now,
guys.
haven't
did you
played
install?
anymore.
Did you install the Garfield mod?
I know because I'm playing on PlayStation, but of course I
'cause
would if
you
I
could
had
be
the chance.
Garfield in it.
I know. You could also be the dude from GTA, the main character.
Yeah,
from
now I've
GTA,
talked
just
about this.
on all
I liked
fours.
Heathcliff more than Garfield. I know, Johnny, you were going to say he's ghetto.
What?
I know. He had
I
a better
love
song.
Garfield.
Heathcliff,
The
Heathcliff,
knockoff.
no one could
Well, Heath-
terrorize the neighborhood. What was the
There was a
Garfield song?
Well,
Yeah, but the Heathcliff song
car-
was better.
the Heathcliff cartoon was more readily available, if I remember correctly.
Heathcliff was like a cooler cat. Garfield was a fat fuck who just sat around eating lasagna all day. Now that sounds
Heathcliff
kind of...
didn't
And
do
he hates
much.
Mondays, Michelle.
Yeah, he hates Mondays.
Yeah, he's like all of us, Michelle. He hates Mondays.
I know.
I used to
He
draw
loves
Odie
carbs.
like crazy. But anyway,
There you go.
Let's put a pin on this. So, John, I
Better
don't know if
song.
you finished this game or not.
no, I'm done with that shit.
Yeah, that's a
I wanna
Steam
talk about
return.
I'm I finished it 5.5 hours, and that's after like I spent a lot of time just going around the city and finding stuff. I've seen a lot of articles pop up on my feeds floating this as the game of the year, and I just
You don't see
it
it?
just it frustrates me because I think we talked about this last week.
I
Yeah.
think we
It
all
looks nice.
probably summed it up correctly.
Yeah, it's the cat
Yeah.
taint.
It's the cat taint. If this
It's
were
a linear QuickTime game. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
I linear in the I mean, there's 3 sections that open up a tiny bit and allow you
Okay.
to explore a little. But this game feels like the Coles notes of a better game, of a better experience. Like there's
See,
so many
You mean
times.
Cliff Notes? Is Cole the Canadian version? What's a fucking Cole
Yeah,
note?
Coles notes.
No, it's Cliff.
Coles notes.
It's
Cliff
Cliff.
Notes.
Coles notes.
It's Cliff. Who the hell is
Yellow and
Cole?
black
Coles
books.
notes.
Yeah, the
Coles
Coles.
notes.
I don't
Yeah.
know. You guys
Are
don't
they
even,
yellow
can't
and
even
black?
afford Cliff up there.
Our Student's Guide to Literature. Yeah,
Yeah,
Coles notes.
you shouldn't trust Cole. He's the poor man's Cliff.
Who the fuck is
It's
Cole?
Cliff. It's Cliff or
Cliff
Cole,
Notes.
whatever. Yeah, you
Did
know,
he
like
make up Cole Notes, or is that? I know,
No,
but who is
it's-
Cole? Is there
All right,
a
hang
Cole
on.
Note in
It's Cole's
Canadian?
Notes.
Wait,
It's Cliff
I,
Notes.
I have it right here. Cole's notes are student guides to literature published in Canada.
So they couldn't use Cliff, so he's Cole. And who the fuck is named Cole?
Cole, Nat King Cole.
Oh, come on now.
Cole.
I don't know
No,
about
the
that.
Cole's
It
bookstore.
sounds like a bunch of Scooby-Doo
published-
stuff.
It's okay. The Cole's bookstore first
For
published
Scooby-Doos.
Cole's notes in
This is a
1948.
bunch of Scooby-Doo baloney.
Stars named Cole.
I'm just saying I'm going to trust Cliff more than Cole.
Cole
okay?
Turner. Cole
'Cause
Hauser.
No,
Cole's-
it came from the Cole's bookstore. That's why it's called that.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Anyways, the point being,
So
Yeah.
the bookstore said to themselves, you know, people are buying books, but they're not getting this shit.
Yeah.
So why don't we
just do
these are
Cole's
the
notes.
dumbed down versions.
Yeah.
These are like, okay, so look,
I know, I remember
Romeo
Cliff
is some
Notes.
dude, Juliet's another chick.
Right.
Their
Yeah.
families hate each other.
There's a Boo Radley guy, and
I never even
Yeah.
read them. I just made it up that I read the book. I'd lie. I'd take a philosophical approach to it.
No.
I'd like read a page and like dig into it. So you
Oh,
don't
dude,
need these
I
notes.
wrote an English exam without reading any of the 6
yeah.
books and just
I
knew
never
what
read
the teacher
anything.
was looking for.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
just if you just
You know, there was-
wax philosophical.
there
they
was
just
a
let you
book
get
that
away
I
with it.
read
It's all
in
about
high
existential.
in high school.
Yeah. It's really touched me. It reminded me of my grandmother. Sorry, John. Go ahead.
I'm just having I'm having flashbacks to Cliff Notes books, which I did have
Yeah.
because I phoned it in at school. And but there was one book I read, and I've never known what it was. I always think about this. There was a character named Phineas, I believe, and they were on a college campus or something, and he fell down a flight of stairs at the end,
What?
broke his leg, and he died from bone marrow poisoning.
Jesus.
A Separate
this made
Place is a coming-of-age novel by John Knowles, published in 1959. This could be what
Yeah.
you read, John. Sounds like you
And
came
I've
of
never
age, all
known
right,
what
when
the
he died.
I think about this every now and then about this guy that died of bone marrow poisoning. I didn't think that was
Bonitis,
possible, and I'm in high school, and it scared me. I'm like, I never want to break a bone because you could just die
Really?
instantly.
That's what you were worried
I think
about?
that's not a problem.
Oh,
in
people
modern
are saying a
medicine.
separate piece.
Isn't that what I said? Or did I say place?
Oh, that's
I
the
don't know.
book.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's
Can we
what
talk
Google
about
told
Stray
me.
for just a second?
Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to wrap this up. I want to wrap it up because I finished this. and I-
Finney dies from surgery because when Dr. Stanpole tried to set
What kind
Finney's
of guy
leg,
is named Finney? It's like
there was a
something you'd name
complication.
a dog.
This happens right after Finney admitted that Gene had in fact purposely jounced the limb.
Jounced.
Oh my god.
Oh, like lopped it off?
Who is to blame for Finney's
What does that
death?
mean?
God, this really stuck with me. I
what
don't
did
know
Finney
why.
do?
Huh?
Finney did some dark shit. Somebody poisoned his
Like,
bone to get back at him.
A separate piece sounds like nothing.
What's the separate piece?
I don't know. All I remember is the character died, and it shocked me. Like, I was
You
like,
didn't
what?
see. You didn't see enough
What?
shit on HBO growing up. If that shocked you,
Yeah.
would
Oz.
yeah, seriously.
All right.
All right, Stray, go ahead.
All right, go on.
Straight. Because I think this game is getting way too much love. It's a fun game. And if you have a kid, it's even funner. They love it. But the way this ended, there's just so many points in this game. You're like, oh, I can't wait. Oh, this is going to be a boss battle. Oh, this is going to be some epic. This is what the game is all about. And everything it's just flat. Like it feels like it's about to reach greatness where you're like, okay, now I see the genius. And it seems to take the safer, kind of more boring route. There's a whole level where there's a tree, like a village just living in this huge tree, but there's nothing to do. It's just you're just kind of walking around as a cat, meowing at people. There's like one side quest to do. So it feels like this game could have been something just much bigger, much fuller, and just more planned out. But what we got is a 5.5 hour, I think like a tech demo.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to look at, but I just wish it was more. Like that's how much I like it. I just wish it was more. I don't know.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Did it
am a
feel
cat
like-
person. I am a cat person, Jedi of Light.
Yeah.
What's that, John?
Did it feel like a walking simulator, just like it was you're phoning it in when you're playing it, or?
No, but there's not much to get engaged with. I mean, look, the robots have 1 or 2 lines maximum. People are saying, oh, it's a perfect cat simulator. Like, as much as, like, GTA is the perfect car simulator. Like, you can honk your car in GTA and people react. You can meow as a cat and people react. Like, it's not revolutionary. You go up on some like tables, knock down some bottles. It's kind of funny the first couple times, but in terms of actually interacting and impacting the world as a cat, there's only a handful of times where there's scripted events. Like, there's people tossing paint cans, and if you meow at the right time, they drop the paint can. That's fun. That's what I wanted to do in this game. But those things are so few and far between, and they feel so scripted and like a gift. Like, oh, you have 2 of those per level. But other than that, it's just you can meow at people and run around as a cat. So,
did you meow 100 times?
I did, because I knew that was a trophy, so I had to meow 100 times. You can speed run. There's some different things to collect. And again, just even walking around this world is fun, but it's just, it's not the game that
this game sounds like shit.
Kind of led to believe.
And the thing is,
it's
like,
so close to
before the show, you know, we research and find stories. Mm-hmm. This was probably the story that came up the most, was just the internet is going crazy about this cat game.
Yeah.
You know, like, those were like, I saw like 20 of those stories. Like,
it's all over my feed, dude.
It's a
like,
hype train. That's it. It's clickbait bullshit. It's not what it was supposed to be. It's not a 10 of 10, the best game ever made. It's just an interesting kind of cool game with a cool world, but that's it.
Game of the year.
Solid 7.
Here's
if this
your
were
game of the year.
If Ubisoft put this out as like a mini Assassin's Creed game, and you weren't a cat but an assassin going around, people would have been like, this is not a game. This is like a 5-hour mini. This is nothing. But because it's a cat and because people love cats.
Enzo's cat. That's a great
Idea. Yeah, if there's Assassin Cat or something, Enzo's cat had its own
Yeah, is it the same bloodline? You find it all traces back? Ezio? Who's Enzo?
Oh,
There's no Enzo.
Sorry, Ezio.
It's Ezio, Auditore di Firenze.
That was my dentist. You
had an Italian dentist? I'm
game.
sorry. Okay.
No, he's Greek.
I don't think it's a shit game, but I just wish it was much more than what we got. And I think we have to wait 5 years for the full Stray.
Your Greek dentist story was one of my favorite stories at the show, John. Somebody clipped it and has it up on YouTube, by the way. I think Cranky did. It was really funny.
Know if someone exposing themselves.
You know, he had an open shirt with a lot of dark chest hair. He smelled of a musk, and he pulled John's tooth out with pliers and no Novocaine. And he didn't bill him because he didn't think he was a dentist after.
I never got a bill. I never got a fucking bill.
You never got a bill. That's a
you're
bad
on some
sign.
video somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never got
and he had a Porsche.
I never had a tiny dick, too.
I never got a bill. I never paid for that.
A tiny
I was there for hours. All right, anyway.
That guy was not a dentist. That guy walked off a porn set and pulled your tooth out.
So super quick, John, if you haven't already, I'd upgrade to PlayStation Premium because I'm finding so many games on that thing that I just either missed or skipped. I'm playing Dead Cells now. I completely skipped Dead Cells, and I love that game.
That game is so awesome, dude. Like, Dead Cells defied a Thanksgiving week for me. Like, I was so, oh my god, hooked on that fucking game. Like,
yeah, me too. It's that. Anyways, you know all about it, but it's such a good game. And then, you know, I'm just unlocking all these. I'm streaming all these old games.
I never got
Mini.
like super far in it either. Like, it gets like stupid, like after that bridge and shit. And
I can't get past that bridge.
Oh, you can't?
I can't. I've been playing it for like 5 days.
It's hard, dude. It's fucking hard. And I think I read they're releasing some massive update or something. I think that was that game I saw.
There's a free update, I think.
There's been multiple updates. I know that, but
I'll take it. But look, if it's $20 to upgrade, why don't you try it just to see what you can play, see what you've missed? Because there's a lot of good games on it.
I have it on the Switch, and that's where I've played it.
I'm not talking Dead Cells. I'm talking like PlayStation Premium.
Oh, I'm not going to do that right now.
Okay, if you got stuff to play, but if you're looking for something, I mean, there is a good selection of games in that.
Listen, with my Steam Deck and the Switch, I'm totally content right now in the summer. This is my summer mode, so maybe in the winter I'll do it when it gets cold.
Cold and lonely, and I'm drinking water in a Bratz kids cup because that's the only thing that was clean.
Oh my god, is it like a sippy cup?
Yeah,
I kind of want a sippy cup. I don't know why. It just seems fun, doesn't it?
Do you dribble a lot?
No, it seems fun.
It's good. Carries a lot of water.
Yeah.
Aren't all these like fancy water bottles basically like sippy
cups?
I
was thing. It's probably why I like my bottles. Yeah.
Because my daughters buy that shit like nonstop. Every day there's a new fucking bottle.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to some.
all right.
Oh, we have a voicemail and we have news. That's what we got to do.
All right, let's do a voicemail. 520-FEEL-VGO, question, comment, whatever. Tiger, go ahead. 520-FEEL-VGO.
So what do you think's better, like an unlockable double jump, like in Castlevania or Metroid, where you can get up somewhere new, or like a glide jump, like in Ratchet and Clank or maybe Banjo-Kazooie, where you kind of jump and can glide?
The floaty
in 2D,
jump?
it's also like the squirrel suit in Mario. Thanks.
I don't...
Like a glide jump, for sure.
The floaty jump like Yoshi does, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I don't...
No, like you have a parachute.
Like
and you can
Princess
jump
used
and,
to have a
like,
floaty jump.
Yeah,
I
the
played
double
her.
jump I think is better.
No, I think the glide, because you can
No,
access more areas.
I like the double jump. I think
I'm a
it's
glider.
just-
I'm going to have to go with Matt here. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Floaty. Because I always
What
wanted to
about-
play
It
Princess and
seems-
Luigi. So,
It defies
Luigi
logic,
just had like his
though.
little legs
yeah.
going.
His little
Well,
legs would
Peach
kick.
had, like-
My sister would always take Mario and I'd play Luigi. But I grew to like Luigi better
Yeah.
because he was taller. I don't know. I think
Wait,
the
John,
floaty.
did
I
you
think
say-
the double's stupid.
What?
Yeah.
What's
floaty
that?
for sure. Did you say
Yeah.
gliding defies logic, but double jump is okay?
I guess you're right. I know. I realized after I said it, but
what
like,
about what about
Yeah, let's break
wall
down
jump?
the physics of
Like-
Let's add
He-
wall
like-
jump to this,
Yeah.
because wall jump I'd pick in a heartbeat.
well, wall jump seems feasible.
yeah, I've seen people do it on YouTube.
Running up
How
to a
about
wall,
flying?
jumping
Let's just fly.
like a
You
Tanuki
can't
Mario.
open this up. It's if somebody is, would you rather this or this? It's like, would you rather fuck your grandmother or like molest a cat? You can't say
Right.
no. I'd rather
Eat this,
win the
not that.
lottery. You have
Yeah.
to pick one of the two options, John. You can't go off
So
into
glide,
something
for
different.
sure.
So glide.
Glide.
Yeah.
I already
Totally.
picked the double jump.
All right.
Well, it's
then
a,
let
it's
it go.
a bad choice,
Let it
so
lie.
we're just trying to let you repick.
Yeah, I
Because
just
the
think
double jump-
You can't say
listen-
no wall running. That wasn't part of the
No.
equation.
Okay, here's
I tried to add it. I
all
tried
right.
to add
Let
it.
me,
Okay,
hear me
but
out
I just
here.
like
I'm,
you
I'm
saying.
telling you why I'm right. Okay, the glide.
There is no right.
No, there is a right because the glide.
There is a right. It's
You
glide.
cover the same distance,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
No, that's-
You're
No,
technically getting to a new area with a double jump. What are you gaining with a glide? You could be gaining something. It's no, one is a vertical gain, one's a
No.
horizontal gain. In the end, they're both
no,
equal. Let's move on.
No, the
Yes.
glide.
Yeah.
The glide has diminishing returns because gravity is pulling you down as you're gliding. The double
Probably
jump
depends on
you're
the
ge-
map. What's better depends on the map.
The double jump, you are covering the same horizontal
No.
space, but
you
also
can't double
gaining
jump as much
vertical
as you glide.
space.
In no game can you
Yes,
double jump for as long as you can
absolutely.
horizontally glide.
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Give
absolutely.
me a game where you can glide for as long as you can double jump, and I'll eat my words.
How do you
Well,
eat
this
words? I never
This is gonna
understood
be an
that term.
experiment.
Eat them.
Yeah, eat crow. I don't know,
Crow.
guys. Tell us on Twitter. Glide double jump.
All right,
Yeah.
so
So
hey,
moving.
did you? Okay, so first of all, there's some stuff going on. The one thing that kind of surprised me is that the Oculus Quest 2, they're raising the price by
Yeah.
$100.
Yeah, and that's because they don't want
this is
people
a-
to buy it. That's the rumor because of the Quest
getting
Pro
cocky.
coming, which is going to be $1,000. It looks like more
What?
lighter.
That doesn't. It's a
Wow.
totally
I
different
know.
audience, though.
I
What?
know. I think it's so retarded. It doesn't make any sense. They're
This is
raising
a bad,
the price.
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
$100.
Yeah, I'm glad I have
Yeah.
mine.
The popularity was because it was like, wow, we were getting all this for like
$299.
$300.
Yeah, it's
that's
going from
pretty good.
$299 to $399. Honestly, $299 is a little more impulsive than $399. You know,
Yeah.
Totally.
It is.
Right?
It's
That's
got a different
console
ring
at
to
that
it.
point.
it
yeah.
does. $399 is like,
Yeah, $2.99 is like, yeah, whatever. Let's just do this. Let's
maybe
just
I
go.
get a Steam Deck. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
It makes me question
Right.
more like what games are going to be on this thing. Like, okay,
Right.
well, what does it have? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really, there's not a killer VR app.
I think it's a bad move,
Yeah, for
especially
PC.
this time, because VR is still honestly new-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Sony has the PSVR 2 coming out that is getting a little bit of press right now, and they're going to be competing with that directly.
Yeah.
So
It's
why
weird.
would they do
Who
this?
raises their price on an old product? Something is weird going on. I don't know.
And you would think that Facebook and Zuckerberg has some pull at the factories or whatever to say, no, motherfuckers.
Maybe this
You're
is
giving-
Zuckerberg's idea. He kind of looks stupid.
I don't know. I mean, he's just like LARPing and stuff. Whatever
Yeah.
he does. Like,
I don't know what he's doing. He's like,
so I don't know.
saw
I
him
think
in,
this
like,
is
a
a
Yoda
mistake.
costume.
And then also they did something that I thought was interesting and surprising is that so Horizon Worlds is like their metaverse kind of world,
Yeah.
open world.
Yeah.
Like it's like their VR chat, I guess. And they're allowing 18 plus content now on there.
that's probably a very
All
smart
right.
decision. I mean,
But
come
the
on.
thing is, if you look at the screenshots of this Nintendo-ish looking Me World,
Yeah.
it feels disconnected. It's like, wait, what? Huh?
Yeah.
It doesn't
It is
feel
weird.
It's totally weird.
But I mean,
It's
at
these
some point, porn is not going to be
What?
shoveled off into the weird corner of the internet, right? It's going to be
Well, I mean,
integrated
I'm sure
into
every fucking kid with an
something.
iPhone has watched porn already, right? Like, don't you think?
God, I hope not.
I don't know. I never
I know,
thought
but-
of that.
But okay, I was a
I don't
fucking
want to.
teenage boy. I would, we're all talking about the older brother that has the club magazine, and
Right.
we shuffle it around, and we're 13,
Ignore
whatever. And now it'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, have you gone to this website, right? Like,
Yeah.
like there was like a secret like handoff of these magazines when I was a kid.
Little trade
Oh, yeah, there
system,
was a-
Underground Railroad.
Yes, there
Underground
was.
Porn Railroad.
Yeah.
You have to have a friend with the older brother, and that gets you in, right?
I remember seeing them
There
at like
was-
Barnes and Noble,
What?
like up on the magazine shelf, all up high with like,
Yeah.
and you'd see weird looking dudes by them always.
Yeah, like all Bush. Remember,
Yeah.
like at the
I remember there was a trash can next to our school, and the rumor was that someone had dumped like 30 porno mags into it,
yeah.
So
That's what I'm
dudes
saying.
are just digging
So-
through the trash. Yeah.
and it was right. It was the rumor true. Like
Yeah.
this was the most popular
Hey,
trash
dude,
bin.
there's like
Yeah.
5 club
Yeah.
magazines out there.
Everyone got
Now
like
we
one
have
or
the
two. You had to
metaverse.
sneak out to it.
Yeah. I get it. It is weird because you're like those like legless, weird, happy Disney creatures, right? And
Yes.
you're like just walking into
And
some
that-
porn world with a bunch of degenerates.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Yeah.
like you look at VR chat, it's a fucking train wreck, right? It's
Of
like
course.
it's a bunch of unlicensed shit, and like
Right.
like anything goes. Like Horizon, I never played this game, but it appears to be more of a curated Nintendo family friendly experience, right? It's weird to me that they're doing this. I don't know.
It sounds about right. I mean, they're gonna make a killing if they can do 18 plus
Sex
content
sells.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it weird though? Because at the end of the day, like you go to something like Twitch, which is, let's face it, is kind of being geared towards children. It's a gaming thing. And they're pushing on their front page a bunch of whores that aren't even really playing games. Sorry, it's true. They're pushing this. They're capitalizing off it.
whores.
And these are, there's 14-year-olds with their dad's credit card paying them to write names on their ass. So I don't know. It's already here and mixed in with kids' worlds. So
Right.
what are we going to do?
Money on the table is the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not you. Some other VR place is going to open up and say, "Here's the 18
Yeah.
plus. Make your own world
Right.
place," and they're going to.
So do you think Nintendo's ever
That is
going to
lunch.
get it? I mean,
No.
eventually, I'm sure they will get in this
I don't-
VR thing.
Oh, VR thing. I thought you meant into the
their
porn
next
thing.
console probably?
No. I'm saying, will they become like the curated, lockdown, kid-friendly metaverse?
I don't know.
That would be a good move for them, like to
They should.
own the kid-friendly metaverse space.
But I don't think like
Nintendo.
Japan is as into that. Right?
Into the VR stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're just like handheld.
And by the
Nintendo
way,
seems to-
but I don't know.
Just so we're clear here, so the 18 plus guideline, it's going to basically allow. All right, so the content that should be given 18 plus rating includes near nudity, sexually suggestive material, intense fictional violence that contains blood and gore, and worlds that focus on promoting 18 plus activities such as gambling, alcohol, tobacco, and cannabis.
So it sounds
so
like
they're
Twitch
saying-
type stuff. Like, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Near nudity,
Near nudity.
which is Twitch.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Shit's
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's making me depressed.
why?
I don't know. Just is.
It's the future.
All right, so
Yeah, I
let's
don't
keep
want it.
talking about VR. So Ubisoft, who I'm down on them. I don't know why. I feel like they're a shadow of themselves. They don't
are.
seem to release good games
They're a
anymore.
bunch of losers.
Seem
right
all over
now.
the place.
Yeah.
Like I used to think that they were like one of the most badass elite developers. Like
But those
Rainbow
days are gone.
Six, Ghost
we're living
Recon,
in the
Splinter- What?
era of the beginning of our podcast when they used to make cool
Yeah.
games. That's done. They've now said they're focusing on free to play quality games like that dodgeball game that they then
No, it
cancel
wasn't
in 2
dodgeball,
months.
Michelle. It was
whatever
roller derby.
ball. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they had a bunch of VR titles that were canceled. Or actually, they had a bunch of titles that were canceled. One of them was a Ghost Recon Battle Royale game, free to play, that they just canceled. So, good idea, bad idea.
Good idea to cancel it. You missed
you guys
the boat.
play that, not me. So.
I mean, you missed the boat on Battle Royale. These people are so slow to make games because they keep hiring people with no talent.
Right.
They just keep hiring people with blue hair that they can't make a fucking game in time.
Okay,
Nobody's
well, how
talking about
about
Battle
this?
Royale.
They also announced and now canceled a Splinter Cell VR game.
Well, they don't think VR is there. They thought it was going to take off, and it didn't.
That would have been a cool experience, though. Like
For sure, with the
first-person,
goggles.
stealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're flipping down your
It
It
goggles.
was supposed to be
right for VR.
an Oculus Quest Meta exclusive, and it's now been canceled along with Assassin's Creed VR.
Yeah,
I don't
think
care.
they could have done.
Yeah,
why
but
would they cancel that? That
it
seems
doesn't
like
bode
to
well
print
for the
money.
Quest though. If big studios and big properties
but
are bailing,
But Ubisoft is
Are
not
bailing.
making big games anymore, really, right?
they still make big Assassin's Creed games that are the same fucking thing over and over. But whatever,
Sure.
they're still big games. So
Yeah, I know what you're
if they
saying.
were going to make a big Assassin's Creed VR game, that would bode well for VR. Like no one else is really doing that.
Yeah. VR doesn't have like the big AAA entries yet. I mean,
Except
The
for
guys
like
doing
Half-Life
Horizon are-
Alex and
that was a big event game. You're
I
right.
think VR.
but
I'm sorry, I'm
what
going
other
to
games
upset
are like
people.
that?
I don't really mean this, but I'm just saying it because I kind of want to make a point. I think VR is dead and handheld gaming has taken over. That's why we're seeing the most buzz about the Switch, the most buzz about the Steam Deck. People don't want to put something on their head; they want to put something in their hands.
So make it into goggles or something like. As
well,
soon
that's
as you get it to a point where you just
eventually that's eventually it will be a pair of Ray-Bans. You just
Yes.
put them on and go about your
Then
day.
you won't
the end.
need exactly. You put on the
Yes.
Ray-Bans and you sit in
Yeah.
your backyard with the controller in your hands, and you're done. Okay, right now we're not there, and I think that's
Well,
the
they
major
already have
problem.
that, by the way. Like, if you go on the Steam Deck Reddit, people have these like OLED glasses, whatever they are. It's you basically put them on. It's got HDMI. You plug it in the Steam Deck, and it's like you put these glasses on. It's like you have a 65-inch TV in front of you, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
when that becomes wireless and portable and no wires, which it will, 100%. That's what we're looking at, right? It's like an AR/VR experience.
And I say this as someone with VR, and I like it. I'm glad it exists, and I use it. But I don't think it's going to get mainstream, right? Like a handheld thing is right now.
But the thing is, the Quest 2 was the most mainstream VR thing yet.
Yes, I know.
Self-contained, and then they raised the price for $100. It probably set back VR fucking 5 years.
Yeah, they should have
install
lowered the
base was
price.
getting pretty big. Like
Yeah.
there was reports like this is actually catching on. It's becoming more
Right.
mainstream, and now they're just going to put another gate to it. So no big developer is going to invest all that money in playing a game that only
Right.
a fraction of the console people.
And the good
play
games
the same
have to be
console.
made for VR from the ground up, you know? So you're not going to
Yeah.
get the big titles.
Yeah. All right, so PSVR 2, there's been some new announcements and new features that they've revealed. A lot of this stuff already exists on like Oculus, like the pass-through where you could see the room through the goggles.
Yeah, that's right. It's AR VR combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Quest 2 does that. I know the Oculus does. The Rift does. The Quest does, right? It has the cameras.
Yeah,
could
the
see
new
through it. You could
Quest
see the
Pro
room.
is going to be all about the cameras and the AR functionality. I think I read.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the PSVR will have this room view. You'll be able to paint on the ground your game space, so it knows like the boundaries,
Yeah.
which the Quest already does too. And then also you're going to be able to live stream and record yourself while you play. Like, do you like this? Like, so if you have it,
Well, for streamers, yeah.
yeah,
But
for
I-
streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
I do
the
not- that's a
future?
feature I will
people,
never use.
Yeah, I
people
don't
on
need
Twitch
you guys
with
to see me
VR
dancing.
headsets on. Yeah.
Yeah, with
And
a
then
VR
it's
It's
headset.
not a. But people already do that. Like I always see
They
Beat
do
Saber
that.
people.
Yeah, but it takes
Yeah,
a
but they're
little
going to make it
setup.
easy. They're going to
Yeah.
make it easy now, right? And then also there's going to be a VR mode and a cinema mode. And the cinema mode is where you can play basically flat games and watch flat movies.
That's cool.
In a virtual theater or whatever.
Yeah.
But again, Michelle's right. Like I don't want to put a huge thing that's going to weigh down my neck to watch a movie when I can just watch it on my TV. Like
Right. This is
You can
nice if
already
you
do
don't
that.
have a TV. I have a 65-inch OLED that I put movies on. You know, if I didn't and I was in a tiny dorm room and I want to take
or you're on a plane. Like that's why I always wondered like if I had a Quest 2, I'm on a plane.
Yeah.
Would that be cool to watch a movie?
God.
It could be.
I'm scared of
I don't
flying,
know.
so I'm usually gripping the person's arm next to me complaining. I don't know if I'd want like to be in another world. I don't know.
Yeah.
What other news?
I don't think VR is dead. I think it just needs to find that sweet spot in terms of price,
sleeping.
ergonomics, and games.
All right,
It
so the
needs
rumor
games.
is that Sony is going to make a decent size acquisition, and the rumor is Square Enix Japan. Now, we did a news story a few weeks ago how they basically shed all the non-Japanese Square studios.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Eidos Montreal and Crystal
Well, what
Dynamics and
concerns
all that
me
shit.
with Sony and that is then do the Square Enix titles come to PC 2 years later instead of right away, or like are they going to do the Sony
I mean,
method?
we're
with
mostly
exclusives?
talking about Final Fantasy and maybe Kingdom Hearts and Chrono Trigger and like the game I talked about today, right? Like, so that's what we're talking about. Like, those are the titles, right? And
Square Enix
honestly,
makes a lot of games.
what's that?
They make a lot of games.
They do but outside of Japan, do they? They do.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the Japan because they shed
okay.
all those studios that make the other
I
games
see.
you're talking about, like Tomb Raider and Deus Ex and all that.
Okay.
We're talking now about the Japanese ones because that's what Sony supposedly wants to purchase, which is why Square sold Eidos Montreal and Square Montreal and all that stuff, which basically got rid of Tomb Raider and Deus Ex and all that stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. Do we care? I mean,
it's hard to care because I can't do anything about it. That's how I feel about a lot
I know,
of things.
but is Phil in trouble if they buy Square?
No. Phil's already in trouble.
I mean, that's Final Fantasy. I mean, Square still is a big player. When a Square game comes out, people buy it. But it's not a game changer by any stretch.
But if Final Fantasy, I mean, like I remember back in the day, like I always related like the later Final Fantasies to PlayStation, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they were always kind of exclusive.
But in the beginning, it wasn't the case, like on the Super Nintendo and shit, you know?
It was Nintendo, then it moved to Sony. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember that, the ad for Nintendo 64? And Sony, it was like, it would take 12 Nintendo 64 cartridges to fit Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
No? All right. I remember I used to tape the Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I don't know if this is even going to happen. We don't even know if that's who they're going to acquire, right?
No, it's a rumor, yeah, 100%.
Okay, who else could it be?
Oh.
Who do you think Sony needs? Like, how do they? Does Sony like try to round out their market and get something else, like they
Listen,
did with
the
Bungie,
big-
or do they go
the big
after their base?
The big target right now is EA. Mm-hmm. That's the one that's just sitting here going, you guys
Somebody
bought
buy it.
Activision. You guys bought Activision Blizzard. What about me? Like,
Well, what's a good FPS? Sony needs like an
Well,
FPS
I think the Bungie
studio.
thing with Destiny, that's kind of a huge thing.
Yeah, that's true.
but if they just continue
So
the
maybe
Destiny
RPGs
thing,
where-
that competes in a different space than Call of Duty and shit. It just does. It's
sure.
not the same.
But they don't need
Like
to compete
Bungie-
with Call of Duty. Call of Duty is on Sony and sells the most there, so they don't need, All
Yeah.
right, what
For
else?
Again, Ubisoft. I'm bringing this up because I feel like they suck. They're delaying the Avatar game to make it perfect. It was supposed to come out this year. Now they're like, yeah, sometime 23 or 24.
I'm still
2000.
waiting for Skull and Bones.
Well, that is coming
there's
out. That,
news about that.
That's got a release
News
date,
about that
Michelle.
one.
Yeah, I know, but I bet it gets pushed again.
You think so? That's supposed to come out November 8th. Now,
Okay.
what is the promise of that game, by the way? Like, is that going to be like a good Sea of Thieves?
I don't know.
I
I
hope
think Sea of
so.
Thieves is good though. Like if Sea of Thieves
Is that
going to
be a
Man's
good
Sky.
Sea of Thieves?
No, I think if you went back to Sea of Thieves, you'd see it.
No,
I
is-
went back to it. I
pretty
played a little
friggin'
bit.
good.
I played a little bit. It was okay.
This looks more legit and realistic.
I wanted a dog and never got one though. They locked it behind a cash shop.
This looks more hardcore though. Like it looks
Oh, yeah.
more like I'm gonna fucking stab you in the neck, kind of a.
Yeah. It's AC Black Flag without the AC part, Krill says. Okay.
Yeah, AC Black Flag was awesome. Like we talked about that a couple years ago. Didn't we do like a pirate episode or something? I don't know why I played it, but I
we
did.
may have. Okay.
Well, the last Viking one had boat stuff. So if you like the Viking, or if you like
but Black Flag
sailing
was pretty fucking amazing. I bought that like on Steam for like $7-8, and it was fucking awesome on my PC. It looked good
fighting
still.
ships was a lot of fun, like hunting them down.
And just that whole
them.
like Caribbean setting and all that was really cool. It's a good little world.
Xbox launching camping gear so you can touch grass. Time to get outside, gamers.
Yeah, what do you think about this? So,
Oh my god. I think that the model they chose to wear this stuff does not look like he's camping.
no, he
looks like he's about to do something else. I don't want to say. I don't want to say.
How is that camping gear, by the way?
That's not camping gear. They gave him like a windbreaker and a trucker hat. That's not what you go.
He looks like he's going to a skate park.
Look at the side of his sleeve. It says ABXY.
Ooh. This is not camping gear. I don't know. Have you been to LL Bean or
Yeah.
It could be glamping. Like people just kind of
Maybe.
like to
yeah. My
dress
sister
up
just
and
went
go in there.
glamping.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we just got a $5,000 Airbnb. We're going camping. No, you're not.
No, that's just being
You're
in
just
nature,
taking
in a
photos for
gigantic
Instagram.
mansion.
You dumb hoe. That's what I told her. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so-
Bring your Steam Deck, Cranky says, if you go camping with
Yeah.
Xbox gear on. That's true.
I remember camping and playing Meteoros. Remember that game on the DS?
No.
Meteoros?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Meteos. wasn't
Meteos. Oh my god, that
Yeah.
game was fucking awesome.
it? Yeah, that was a twitchy game for sure. And you just played under the stars. That would
Oh
be
my
cool.
god, I was so addicted to that. fucking
If you're
shit.
under the stars, look, I love video games, okay? I think there's always
Meteos.
time for them.
Should
If you're
probably put
out
down the
somewhere
video games.
and you're looking up at the stars with somebody, you should probably, maybe, not be playing on your DS. For at least half the time.
Yeah, just take a
half
night.
the
Just
time.
take a night
Just
off.
take one night. Just look at the sky.
First of
One
all,
night.
it was just
Have a
during the
conversation.
day, and I was
Okay.
on a lawn chair, and I was playing Meteos, and I remember like thinking, "Oh my god,
You
this
do
is
the
one of
most
best-
gaming when you go away with your family. You hide out in the hotel room in a bathroom or the bathrobe.
I finished
Daddy, let's
Shovel
go to
Knight in a
rides.
hotel
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, why go on vacation? I get it. I love gaming, but like, I don't combine those worlds usually.
There's something for
Meteos
taking it on a
was
plane.
so
I love
good.
gaming on a plane.
Plane
do
for
too.
sure. On a plane,
I
I'm
love
trying to
gaming
game and
on
eat
a plane.
M&Ms. That's all I'm doing.
I
Something
finished,
about, like-
I could tell you, like, I finished Super Mario Land on the DS on a plane.
yeah.
Super Mario
Professor
3,
Layton. I
Super
was just
Mario
bring
3
Professor
Land
Layton
on a plane.
Yeah. Plane games are fun when you have like.
Because you're just trapped, right? Like,
Yeah,
you're like,
you
there's
have to do
nothing else I
something.
can do. I can't do work.
Yeah.
I might as well
Yeah, I
play
can't
games.
watch
Like, this is
Shallow
the
Hal
perfect
for the second
excuse.
time or whatever the fuck they're playing on the screen in front of me. It's always Shallow Hal last time I flew. So yeah,
No
that's
matter
when you
what
will-
year.
Yeah, it's
what
just
you're like,
always,
it's always
Shallow Hal. It's like, okay, I get it. She was fat. What do you want me to do about it?
Get it. Let's make fun of her.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that
wanna
was
play
back.
Meteos.
You should be able to make fun of it. You should be able to laugh at yourself. We can't do that anymore. I was watching some old movie and I was like, oh, that would never fly these days. I forget what it was, but it was really funny.
What was the plot of that again? Like, he could only see her as thin, or
He saw
was
her
Jack Black,
as
right?
Yeah, I think he saw her as thin, but she was really a
was.
tubby. Yeah, she's a little tubby.
okay,
So then when he found out, he probably backed away, but then he realized he really loved her and it was fine.
gotcha. It's like Shrek.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Jack Black, so there is now a new Grammy category for video game music.
I mean, I kind of
cool.
like that. Video game music is good.
I do like this, actually, and I'm wondering
Yeah.
if I would love nothing more than those fucking video game awards to go away.
Oh, yeah.
like,
It'd be
so
nice
do
if they
we-
get more mainstream.
like, yes. So is this a bellwether? You know, do the Oscars include best writing?
I'm
in a
not going to
video
watch
game?
the Oscars anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But do they? Is that a place
Oh my God.
though? Like where the
City
Oscars
says
do?
fatties have the best personalities, just speaking facts.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of mean fat chicks. They get really mean sometimes.
Yeah, and I don't
Fat
like
guys,
that Lizzo.
sure. I'm down with fat guys. Fat girls, I don't know. They start, especially with the body positivity shit now.
Well, hold up. Do you like the dad bod, Michelle?
I don't have a problem with a little extra weight.
Okay, that's good.
I like intelligence and sense of humor. I'm talking about fat chicks specifically. I've known some cunty fat chicks in my life. I don't know why. They have they're overcompensating.
Here's the title of our episode.
I don't know why. It's like they're overcompensating or something. I don't know. They're not very nice.
I think there's just that applies to lots of people, not just.
I think it does.
Fat chicks.
I'm just saying.
CFCs.
I've known a couple of cunty chuggers. That's all.
Wow.
What?
I feel like that's a category on Pornhub, by the way.
Probably is. I have a problem with it. I'm just saying.
I want to get serious.
Don't be a bitch.
Here.
What?
I want to get serious.
Yeah, I'm on healthline.com, which is my homepage.
Shit. What do you have? Cancer? What's happening down there?
And they're asking a very important question.
All right.
And again, this is maybe a PSA, we're doing here, but do you think maybe we have to ask this question: can violent or scary video games cause heart attacks?
Yes,
I hope so.
Anything violent or
I
shocking.
hope so.
I just haven't been scared in a video game in a long time.
I get a little scared of VR sometimes.
They're posing here that some of the more modern video games might actually present a real risk for certain players to experience higher stress levels, loss of consciousness, and even heart attacks.
Well, you know what? Toughen up, Buttercup. Okay?
Yeah.
It's just a game. If you're having a heart attack when you get scared,
examples?
You got to get out there a little more. Although I'm one of those people that jumps for anything. Like if a door slams, I'll just scream like somebody being murdered. So I probably will have a heart attack while playing games.
There was a line though, VR. Michelle's right.
The VR
experience is it's getting a little close to me kind of freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, because your brain is tricked and confused for a bit.
I mean, listen, we don't know what's happening out there. So if you have passed out, you should get a health evaluation. If you've lost consciousness while playing a game.
Yeah. Well, probably, yeah, if you've passed out during gameplay.
Do you really? I mean,
it hurts when I laugh for some reason. I think I need a PSA. Is this what you're reading about in your spare time? Heart attacks during gameplay? What's...
Well, it is my
old. You got to look after yourself.
Well, I mean...
Right.
I can't think of
when you're 60, when you hit your 60s, you can't.
I like when people die in a chair, with in South Korea, in one of those PC shops, and they just die, and they're like, "Yeah, he was sitting there for 24 hours." Yeah,
because they've been chugging Red Bull for
that's the type of video game death I want.
But he died because he was there for 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, he was
that's a better way to die. He had a fucking epic gaming session. He had a good time.
Machine.
Yeah, you don't want to die just because you got a little boogeyman came out of a wall or something. That's a pathetic way to go.
Regardless, though,
I know. I'm saying that's a blood clot. That's what happens. Okay, deep vein thrombosis. Yes, I'm saying that's a better way to go out. Okay, then oh my god, I got a little jump scare and had a heart attack.
I got a hard disagree. If
at least he had 23 good hours at that fucking table playing who knows what. He was addicted to something like crack. Okay, he went out doing what he wanted to do. Because I don't know.
I think it's. I don't know. I just think it's more.
So you'd rather die with
a fright. I'd rather die of fright than die because I couldn't.
I feel like Matt Bradford was a bitch. He died because he got scared in a video game. Okay, the other one's this guy was a fucking man. He didn't get up from that chair for 23 hours.
He playing
shit
Five Nights at Freddy's. He's dead now.
That sounds bad. That sounds really bad.
Cause of death.
Was just
an animatronic bear.
That's right.
I don't think it's a measure of masculinity sitting in a chair and not being able to get up.
That's a real man, okay? He died pissing his pants.
There you go, guys. Real men play video games until they die.
The reality is, though, these stories have existed since I was a kid with the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
It's someone died
I thought
playing
it might happen
Kaboom.
to me. Sometimes I'm there. I played WoW for 6 hours. I'm I have to move. My legs are going to blow up like a balloon now. I'm going to get a little bit of a blood clot, but it's never happened.
I know, but if you sat there and watched the A-Team for 12 hours, you could fucking die. It's just
Yeah, but that's a high octane show, though.
What?
That's a high energy show.
You're going to get up. Sure. You're going to get a snack. You're going to pee. Sometimes when you're gaming, it's you're in the zone. You don't want to do anything, right? So you don't want to move from your chair, and I think that's where it gets people.
Yeah.
So they're just pissing in bottles and stuff, It's
Right.
not good.
Like truckers.
All right, so
Yeah.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta, can you believe it? The drop is coming next week.
Are you in on this?
I don't
What's
really
going
care.
on? Is this your next obsession?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. All right, well, I think we've
You
been going long
gotta
enough.
watch.
I
you
think we
gotta
got to
watch
get out of here.
The Call of Duty League.
I'm going to have a
Championship.
blood clot sitting in this chair. But we
Yeah.
do thank you guys for listening and subscribing. Remember, if you want to find us during the week, head to videogameoutsiders.com. We do tons of bonus shows. Some are free, some are premium. Pick up our app on iOS and Android, or listen on the web at ilovevgeo.com. Join our Discord and meet the people. We've been getting a lot of new people coming in, so thanks for that. Cool. I think that's it. All right, we're done?
Yeah, I'm reading this news story. It's
All right, good.
The
It's-
multiverse is actually called a open beta.
Okay.
Because it's a free-to-play
All right.
game, players do not need.
Cranky, I don't know about next week, honestly.
Yeah, we'll show you.
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
We're a little undecided right now. Look on Twitter, maybe.
All right, guys, listen, thanks for listening, subscribing, all of that stuff. We'll see you very soon. A Video Game Outsiders out.
Every night feels like another year. Watch the dancers disappear. Faded memories on my shelf. Fall asleep now by myself. I don't know what to feel. It's the only life I know, but that don't make it real. Surrounded by these fans and fakes, every day's a test of faith. Believe me when I say it's true. The only thing I need is you. The only thing I need. That's why every road leads me back to you. And all these songs make me feel brand new. And all these roads, they lead me back to you. The seasons are getting long. I have half a mind to let go, to get gone, to leave it all behind. The seasons